Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Slightly Ignorant Podcast. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, Raymond Vasquez. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm like really bad at pronouncing Spanish names for some reason.
Oh damn! I mean,
I feel
Even
like
though I'm
even though
Brazilian,
you're Brazilian,
you know
all
what
right.
I mean? It's like
I feel like Vasquez is like a common name. You cannot like.
I'd say so
up.
too, but
Yeah.
you know, like I mean, day to day, you hear so many people pronounce it wrong that it's just
Yeah.
like it's fine, you know.
Do you have any like who gets it wrong most of the time? Like white people?
I'd say white people. Yeah. It's I guess it's
Do
common.
they tell
for
you like, oh my god, your name is so exotic?
No, but a thing I get asked a lot. So like, my name has two Z's,
Uh-huh.
and it's very common for it to have just S and then Z at the end, like Vasquez. And people are like, "Oh, why is that?" I'm just like, I don't know.
Two Z's?
It's two Z's.
Oh, I've never seen
So
that
exactly,
before.
a lot of people say
Vasquez.
they've never seen that before.
It's like
so.
your last name is going to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. They're just like, just take a nap, you know.
Yeah, so we're joined today by Raymond Vasquez. We actually went to high school together.
Yes,
right?
this is
Oh, you
true.
guys went to
Brian.
Wagner?
A couple-
Yes, Wagner.
A couple
Nice.
years apart. I think, how many years? 2 years?
I'm 95, so I'd say.
I'm 93.
So yeah, 2 years right there.
Yeah. Did the AC just shut off?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's cool.
All right, cool. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what do you do? What's your profession? Let's start with that.
So I'm an IT engineer.
Mhm.
I've been in the IT industry for 4 years. I've been working. Basically, started from regular like help desk. Hey, the printer's not working. Troubleshooting here and there, to just bigger roles to where I am now.
Is that
working.
like with a company, or is that like a help desk for like what?
Yeah, help desk. I was working by Long Island City.
Okay.
This small company that worked across from where the Uber office is.
Yeah,
They rented cars for people who wanted to drive for Uber.
gotcha.
But yeah, IT administration, anything from hey, create email for this person, set up a chain distribution list for like to email everyone in the company, or like hey, Outlook is not working. Some of those stuff obviously still come into the job now, but it's just like where I started doing that.
It's cool, man.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
How did you get into that?
So I got into IT I mean, typical answer, through
Yeah.
video games, I'd say.
Yeah.
In high school, I was researching up against the PS4 and the Xbox One when they were coming out.
Yeah.
And on YouTube, someone's video was about, hey, like PC games or why PC is better than Xbox and PS4. And it just basically goes into like, the resolution's better, higher refresh rate for games. And that just, spiked my interest. As everyone in Queens who played Counter-Strike at your local E-Zone,
Yeah.
there was one up the block for me. But, I was 7, 8 years old playing with people that are like 12, 13 that are really good at it. So
Yeah.
it was fun, but it didn't pique my interest until I built my own computer and just started
Gotcha.
dabbing in my own
Were you
stuff.
like a big
Nice.
PC gamer?
Yeah, definitely. In
Yeah.
high school, like, I was playing a lot. Like,
What were you playing?
First game that I'd say I was like heavy into, I'd say Diablo 3.
Okay.
Yeah, very
What is that?
MMORPG. It's like you create a character and like you go in this world and you fight like demons,
Oh, shit.
and you just have to like every demon like drops items, so you have to like put on your armor, put on
Is
like
it like
find.
RuneScape, something like
Yes,
that?
yes,
Similar
yes,
to it?
exactly like that. Yeah, but it's only like you
Way
you don't
better.
you just don't trade as much, So all the items you find you keep.
Yeah.
You could sell items, but yeah, just from there. I started from video games, getting new parts, and then like you start breaking stuff eventually.
Yeah.
So you figure out your way how to fix them. So
Did you ever play World of Warcraft?
I've played a little bit. I'll be honest, but I didn't get into it that much.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like the game's just too old, like, and the graphics were bad in my opinion. So I was just
Really?
like, yeah. So I was like, it is
They
what
were
it is.
really good for
At the
when-
time,
at
yeah,
the
yeah,
time when
yeah.
they came
Like
out.
trying it now, it was just like, like I'd rather play
They
something
didn't
else.
really like
So never updated it?
stay up to date.
There's a new one coming out, I believe. World of Warcraft Legacy, or like the original one being like remade. I know
Okay.
that's coming out
Uh-huh.
soon, but
I've
I-
never played.
yeah,
So-
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Can't speak
I
for
know
it.
they just kept expanding the world, but I had to.
Yeah, similar to like Diablo, like it's just DLCs, New World or like the Ice
Yeah.
World that I know World of Warcraft did, like the Ice King or whatever, and then they released like that
Just
green
another way
version.
to-
Yeah,
to
just
make
more
it-
money. I mean, if you
Yeah.
look at it now, like with the new industry, it's like DLC,
Yeah.
You gotta buy these characters, you gotta buy that, or like
Yeah.
expand the world.
Everything is pay to play.
Which
feel
which
like-
is a tragedy in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like there's so many good, like growing up, you didn't have that. Like
Nope.
there was no internet connection. There was no patch.
Nope.
Like if the game was messed up, that's it. The game was messed up.
Yeah.
There wasn't any way to fix it.
Yep.
But now, like right now, I'm playing Fighter Z, Dragon Ball,
Uh-huh.
and every character you want to play is $5 more. So it's like
What?
wow.
The one,
like-
the console one.
any of them, yeah. So it's like for most fighting games, it's like, oh, here's the DLC season
Oh, I
one,
know
everything's
what you mean.
season.
I
You know,
have
here's
that.
5 characters, $25. But if they break it down, like if you only want one character, it's like $8, $10. So you're like, I might as well spend 25 and buy all 5.
So when you buy the game, what do you get?
So the base game comes with like 24 characters, I believe. Same with like Mortal Kombat. You get your standard 16 characters, and then like season 1 comes out. Oh, you get like these 6 characters more for $20,
Gotcha.
and then you could play with them. But it's just like, you know, like why not just add those into the game? But again, people are paying more money now. The video game industry is huge now. So
Huge,
Oh,
man.
it's big.
Like there was a kid, right? Did you hear about this? The
Um,
kid that won that Fortnite.
oh, a
tournament?
16-year-old. He was
Yeah.
from Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Yeah. I follow it a little bit, so I read about
That
that.
was
Yeah.
like what, $3 million the pot that
That's
he won?
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
$3 million.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah,
Probably
that's a
spent
lot
all
of
that
money.
money back
That's
into
more
Fortnite.
than like
Yeah, I mean,
professional players.
just imagine like you're
sports players.
random kid, exactly, a random kid from Pennsylvania telling his parents like, "Yo, I just want to play games," and
Yeah.
like, I mean, the whole industry as a whole. You have streamers, YouTubers, like it's all a business, you
Do
know.
you stream on Twitch?
I did for a little bit,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, but it's just more like of a. I'm a big hobbyist. Like if I get into something, I get into it big.
Yeah.
Same with like if I buy something, you know. Like I'll get into headphones. I'll research all of them. Like I have a couple friends like that. You know, you just get so into it. Like I mean, here with the podcast, I'm assuming you researching with like microphones.
Uh-huh.
It's just anything you get into, like YouTube, Reddit. It's just a world behind it.
Yeah.
Subreddit. What this is for that. That's for that. And same with like video games. Like I wanted to try Twitch. I wanted to try that. It just became like a. Like, you know, I'm not to be negative, but I'm not going to become big. But it was just like, you know what? Why not? It's fun. I want to try it. I do now mostly YouTube TV
Gotcha.
or like YouTube gaming TV, whatever,
Yeah.
like the Google
Oh, didn't know
alternative.
Oh, they
their
have
own
that?
platform.
Yeah. It's just easier to set up on my end. Like I could change it. Their UI is a little cleaner in my opinion. So, I mean, it's just like, you know, it's the easiest thing for me. So why not do it?
Yeah. So, do you think like a lot of people are making like money off Twitch?
Yeah, definitely.
There's a big market. For
Yeah,
it.
100%.
Yeah.
I think, I mean,
What's the appeal though? Like
the appeal.
I don't get it. Like we're like from a generation where we played video games.
Yeah, agreed.
You sat around. It was like a social thing.
Yeah.
You would have friends over. You would play like Mario Party or like
Mm-hmm.
Mario Kart or whatever. It was like a
yeah.
social
You
thing.
invite
Yeah.
people over, you come over.
Yeah. So I don't understand. Like, what do you get out of watching somebody else have all the
play.
fun?
Yeah.
Just a lot of stress.
I've asked a couple of friends and like from people I've spoken to, and I know people who are like big on watching streams.
Yeah.
I think it like everyone's reasoning is different. I never, I'll be honest, I never really watch streamers. The couple times I have, one I'm at work, it's lunch or it's break, just watching someone play, you know, a pro, you know, more competitive people. Like for example, like if you play League of Legends or like Halo or a big competitive scene, you like to see how pros play just to see their tactics. You know, like a lot of people like esports not being a sport, different question maybe for later in the podcast, but I think, you know, when you start seeing what people can do in a game that's like that you can't do, it's like, wow, you know, how did he do that?
Yeah.
And then on another aspect, like I had a buddy, he had a MacBook Pro, got rid of his computer for a while, and he couldn't play games, so his thing was like, I'll just watch other people play.
Gotcha.
So that, and then in between a couple people like having access to games that haven't came out yet, like a walkthrough. Like right now, the Modern Warfare for Call of Duty was on beta, and like I didn't download it. I saw a couple of videos, so I'm like, I haven't seen gameplay. Let me go on YouTube. Let me see someone play it real quick.
That
But
way you have an idea. Like,
exactly, now I have an idea how the game is, how the setup is.
if you
But
want to invest your money, now you know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I'm talking on just on the side of watching, like being a subscriber and like paying those people to play. That's a different theory, but I mean, you watch people play sports. You know, it's in the same ballpark. You know, I wouldn't say it's the exact same thing, but I watch soccer every week. You know.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me, man. Like the way it evolved. You know, video games went from being something that you did like by yourself, maybe in your house or with your friends, to now you're watching people, you're paying people to play so you can be entertained
Yeah.
while they play. Like, I have a nephew, he's 7, and he loves the only thing he watches on YouTube.
Fortnite.
No, Roblox.
Oh, Roblox. Yeah.
He loves that shit, man.
Yeah. I mean, the younger generation, it's just like, it's just insane. Like, you know, a lot of them, they don't get toys or whatever, a spider.
Yeah.
They get an iPad. They get an iPad. They get YouTube Kids.
Yep.
That's all they watch till they're like 3, 4. Then, I mean, I know kids that are like 8, 9 and have cell phones, you know, and it's just like, I mean, we were not that far off. I got my first cell phone on my 6th birthday. I don't know about, sixth grade, sorry. Sixth grade birthday. But, I mean, still, it's a little different.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it's just, I always like to say 2007, 2008 was the break point. Just because YouTube came out, like my generation, I was in middle school, and the Xbox 360 and the PS3 were out.
I remember that.
So it's just, the internet itself just changed everything. But just like having everything in community, you know, YouTube being out 2007, Xbox 360, you know, for me, like, I literally thought I was in the future. Christmas weekend, I was unboxing my Xbox 360, and I set it up to play Gears of War 2. I was playing with people, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm actually talking to people across the world, and it was playing so late that I actually ended up in a Canadian server. And I just wanted to make sure, like, hey, like, can people hear me? So I was that stupid kid on the mic. Hey, can you guys hear me? Screaming into the mic. And they're like, what's up, buddy? Where you from? You're weirded out. You know, you're a little younger. They sound a little old. I didn't want to say it. They're like, come on, man. Let me guess. Is your president black? And that was a time when Obama just got elected.
Yeah, right.
And so, yeah, just from there, I was like, yo, like, this is insane. You know, I'm able to talk to people around the world. And then, yeah, just in general, YouTube, in my opinion, is, like, in the middle of all of this. You know, like, kids are on YouTube. You watch other streamers. So I just think, like, it's a snowball effect to all of this. You know, information, just YouTube, Twitch, anything you want is accessible, you know?
Yeah. YouTube for me, now that it's become like the second largest search engine in the world.
Yeah, I saw that.
It went from being just like music videos, like entertaining videos, like you can learn a lot of shit.
Oh, 100%.
Like, anything that you need, you know, like learning about podcasting, learning how to, you know,
Yeah.
Pretty much anything.
record properly, like anything that you want to do.
The amount of careers you can learn on YouTube is pretty amazing, you know? Like, there's so many people, like, that's one thing I love about it. It's you know, just, it's a community, you know? And, like, I don't know if you guys are big Reddit users, but Reddit is, like, just a huge amount of sub-communities between sub-communities, you know? It's like underground communities for everything. You like backpacks, there's a community for you. You're into headphones, there's a community for you.
You're into red backpacks.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, exactly. And then YouTube, just the visual aspect of it, you know, watching people doing stuff or reviewing. Like I said, I'm big on reviews. You know, if you want to buy something, I'm sure you've done it. You want to look something up, why not? There's like 30 people doing it. And it's, if someone in the U.S. hasn't done it, there's definitely someone in the U.K. that already reviewed that, you know? So it's like, you know, it's all around the world.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of unboxing videos. Like, if I've done, like, for shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I've seen shoes.
If, you know, I'm debating whether I want to drop, like, certain amount
on sneakers.
on a new pair. I'm like, let me see if there's an unboxing video of somebody like taking them out, wearing them, like
giving you that. I mean, at the end of the day, you're just giving yourself that okay, you know.
Yeah.
Like, okay, should I do it? You just want someone to tell you, yeah, let me buy it,
yeah.
and then you just do it.
And people do it for everything, right?
Oh yeah,
there's
totally.
Videos for everything, like
everything.
You have a YouTube channel. Right?
Yeah.
What's your YouTube channel?
Embarrassing. It's just Raymond V.
Raymond V.
Yeah. In my opinion, it's just a hobby thing, you know.
Yeah.
I like uploading anything random from travel videos to there's these figures. Bryan Donnelly, he's a Brooklyn artist who just does vinyl figures for Medicom Toy. It's a toy company, but yeah, it's like hype figures.
That's a Japanese company, right?
Yes, they're based out of Tokyo.
Yeah.
But his toys are very connected to like hype beast, you know, like that kind of like organization or like people, but I wouldn't consider myself into that, but it's just like it's very attached to it. You go to Complex Con, he's everywhere, you know, he's collaborated with like all these big names that are like into it. Like it's the art of streetwear basically.
Gotcha.
But I'm a big fan.
Complex Con is for what? Like
so Complex Con is this convention made by Complex, the magazine. I actually went in 2 months ago in Chicago. They were there, but they were based out of like Long Beach. That's like where the first one is. But it's just basically a lot of companies, upcoming companies and big companies like Nike, Adidas, Reebok, that just go to set up shop. You know, they have events, and it's just basically that are like, it's a convention for people that are in the streetwear community, you know? Gotcha. So you look at your Comic-Con, people that are big into comics, people that are big into pop culture, Marvel, the whole thing. And there's one.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, and then this is just, you know, for streetwear. So you have your art, your sneakers, clothing companies. So similar thing, you know, just different crowd.
Yeah, I had no idea how deep it went. Like,
yeah, man. Like, I mean,
used
everything.
To like sneakers. I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
I
was.
You did too, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Back
high
then.
school. I was huge. I think.
Yeah.
I remember freshman year, sophomore year, someone asked me like, try to wear a different pair every day, and like at the time I was at like 67 sneakers.
Oh wow.
And that was insane, but.
So that's enough for 2 months, right? There.
Yeah. It was a lot, but. Honestly, you look
like
back at it, it's just it's stupid. It's just stupid, you know, like the whole culture, and it's different now than then. It's completely different.
It was fun back then.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I agree.
You weren't just buying sneakers, right?
Yeah, you were
like
trading. Yeah, and one thing I don't like about now, like I do not consider myself a sneakerhead anymore, just because the whole title of what that entails now is you're a douche. Like my thing is, it's literally in today's age, it's literally a dick swing contest who has more money. Yeah. And my thing is like the companies have just ruined that. You know, you look at StockX, you look at GOAT, and it's just literally like my thing about sneakers, it was just what was rare, you know, it was never what was expensive.
Yeah.
And growing up, it was always like, oh, like I'm trying to get like white low coral sixes, like. Those weren't sought after, but they were rare. You know, you did not know anyone who had those. Yeah. Or like silver sixes, you know, like black and silver. They weren't sought after, but people didn't know how to get them. So you had to go on ISS, you know, Soul Collector or eBay and try to find someone that was. I was big on that. I had a friend of mine who got roasted on one of his first ratings. They said he missed his first meetup, and they said, "Yo, this kid, you can't be flaking, man." They said, "Yo, his flakes are frosted. Stay away from him." Oh wow! But yeah, like you know, back then it was very much love for the community. You know, you love sneakers, I love sneakers. Let's trade. I still have friends to this day that I've met, like you know, 12 years ago, and it was over sneakers. Yeah. I'm just like, yo, I remember you from even MySpace before the whole Facebook Marketplace. It was MySpace. Buying and selling NYC and all that stuff came afterwards. But nowadays, it's literally if you have money, you buy what you want, you know. Yeah. And the thing is, everyone's into sneakers because it's so accessible, like I said.
It became a status thing. I think it became a status thing and, like, very tied to, like, hip-hop culture around the time, like, Yeezys became popular. Like, the first Yeezy came out.
Yeah, that just broke everything.
It's just like, oh, my God,
I love sneakers. Yeah.
You know?
My thing now is like if you look at any like YouTube channel, any big YouTuber, they all wear sneakers. Like they're all wearing like hype shit.
Yeah, even the celebrities.
Even celebrities, and it's just like that's not cool. Like you know that's not why I got into sneakers. That's not why you got into sneakers. You know, growing up it was literally like, yo, I want to get these Olympic 7s. Let me trade this for that. But it was for the love of sneakers.
Back then it was so much smaller.
It was 100%.
And it was only like our demographic. It was kids in high school.
Yeah, of course,
and just like wanted to spend their money on.
And people, I mean, you're going to people in school. Like the cool thing about that is that people are relatively the same size. You know, like everyone's like 7.5 through 9 or whatever the case was. But you know, like so it was easier to trade and find people your size. Yeah.
I remember back then what was hot were the Nike SBs.
Oh, I was big on SBs. Yeah.
Jordans also, but I think the Nike SBs were like going through their golden age.
Yeah, I mean, SBs died in my opinion after that. Like after the golden box releases, it was dead. But like the black and purple box era, like 07, 06, like those were hot. Stussies, the Tiffany Lows. Yep. I remember I was getting out of like Jordans just because like I wanted to try like I liked SBs, but I was just getting out of Jordans because it was just too played out. I met some kid on MySpace, traded Oreo 4s for Dinosaur Junior High SBs. And at the time I was like, yo, these are amazing. Like these are cool. If you look at them now, they're super ugly. They're silver with purple sewing all around it. They're silver and purple. They're terrible sneakers, but
they look like a shoe
but they're comfortable. Like aluminum foil. Exactly. You read my mind. Yeah, they literally look like aluminum foil wrapped over.
But it was a collaboration.
It was a collaboration. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Nike SBs was so
huge on collaborations.
Huge on collaboration, unique designs. That's why it became such a popular.
It was a movement, in my opinion. Just like the whole like What the Dunks, Mork and Mindy's. Like there was just sneakers. Those? I did get a pair, which ended up being fake. That I got in Flushing. Yeah, it was. So I had one of my
Flushing.
No. So that wasn't it. It was. I had a pair of Olympic 6s from 2000. I mean, this was like 2007, 2008. Yeah. And Olympic 6s at the time were hot. Like expensive sneakers back then, you're talking like even used, was like $350. You know, that's
Jesus,
expensive.
That's crazy.
But I mean, compared to now, that's nothing. You're looking at sneakers.
Wait, how much are they now?
I mean, those not much, but you're looking at
Like
a hype sneaker coming out today that's like really like sought after. It's over $700. You know,
Shit.
like Travis
On
Scott
release.
ones over
On
like
release.
big sneakers like Off-White, Travis Scott. Like you're looking northwards of $1,500 for like a dead stock pair.
Like, what makes it so valuable? Like, is it
It's
Collaboration?
collaboration and
like celebrities and like athletes and stuff like that?
availability. You know, like just availability on how many they release. If even bots, like a buddy of mine just cooks a lot of sneakers with bots, like programs that just buy out stock.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yeah, if even bots weren't able to get them, you know, the value goes up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Limited release.
Yeah, limited release sneakers, you know, exactly. Like,
Plus, like nowadays, like I'm not surprised that on release it would be that much. How much is what is it, like Adidas? The Travis Scotts?
no, Travis Scott's are Nikes.
They're Nikes?
Yeah,
So
Jordan
how much
ones.
would it really retail for? Like 100?
160 retail on Jordan 1s, yeah.
But the way, you know, with marketing nowadays, like you build up the hype before.
I mean, yeah,
So the entry to the market by the companies is like $150, but
Mhm.
people just collect it and then they resell
well,
it for 700,
they
is that
sell
what it
out.
is?
So you go to the store, you can't buy them, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
They sell out online, and then you're lucked out, so you got to ask someone that has them to sell them to you.
You
So,
ever seen
so those prices, the $700, $800, are set by the
Well,
buyers.
the person. So this is the great thing about StockX. So like people ask you how much they want, but StockX is like stocks. It's like just a stock site, but for sneakers. So
Right.
people put up their shoes, and then you see how much people have paid in the last year. I think it goes up to like 18 months. But you just see how much people are paying per size. So the sneaker you want in your size, you could see the last 14, 20, 100 transactions of how much people are paying for that sneaker. Same with the figures I've purchased. His figures are like $220, but some of them are worth $1,400.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And-
crazy.
And exactly, I mean, it at the end of the day, it's what people are willing to pay. You know.
That's what I'm curious about. Where did those two worlds join? Like you said, what's his name?
Brian Donnelly cause.
Brian Donnelly. He goes by Cause, right?
Yeah.
Where did he become like attached to like streetwear, like
So-
hypebeast?
So
culture?
he originated in Jersey City, I believe. He's a graffiti artist. He collaborated with a company called Bounty Hunter, I believe, in 2001 in Japan to make these figurines for him. And in my opinion, like streetwear is part of the art culture. You know,
Yeah.
fashion is part of the art culture. His name started just getting thrown around by like his association with big names. Just how you mentioned, like, you know, sneakers are getting big because of hip hop. He got attached to Pharrell.
Okay.
And Pharrell, you know, even to this day, you know, like fashion icon,
Yeah.
the stuff he did with Bape, you know, Bape blew up in the U.S. in my opinion because of Pharrell,
Mhm.
you know, but yeah, he started hanging out with Pharrell. He did the album cover for Kanye. I don't know if you guys know that he did Heartbreak 808.
Uh-huh.
He did he did the hearts with the gloves.
That was it.
Yeah, that was his designs. So, you know, little collaborations like that, and then people in the industry, like I said, hip hop or famous artists start, you know, recognizing, you know, this artist, and then they start, you know, taking photos with him, or, you know, it's always like you're cool when people don't know what you know, you know.
Yeah.
So if people start posting up him and saying, yo, I know Cause or this, you know, the other celebrity, the other person, like, who's that? Why don't I know them? And then,
Yeah.
you know, you always want to be that cool kid that discovered this person before anyone else.
Right.
So from there, I guess same thing, snowball effect. It started like being crazy, and he's big
But
in
at
like
that time,
Asia.
He was already like producing
Figures,
his
yeah.
Figures?
Yeah. His figures. He was always releasing figures. The price just recently started going up. I want to say after like 2014, 2015.
Okay.
So he didn't make figures. He made big figures, and then he started mass producing them in 2016.
Gotcha.
And then he collaborates with like MoMA, Museum of Modern
Yeah.
Art, and releases them on their website. And then the whole like streetwear community just surrounds that.
Gotcha. How fast would his figures sell out?
Not a lot, to be honest. Compared to like sneakers, you're talking about seconds, milliseconds. Same with like Supreme,
Yeah.
which in my opinion, why it's like so overrated now. Like
Yeah.
if you're literally that, like if you're 26 years old walking around with a box logo kid, and that makes you a box logo and makes you feel better, like you're an
Yeah.
idiot. But no, the figures, I'd say 2 hours, 3 hours. You know, that doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, compared to sneakers,
No,
like I
it
said,
sounds pretty quick.
I mean, it's
Same
quick,
day.
but I mean, yeah, same day
Yeah.
turnover, but that's the reason I do like it. It's people that are fans of his work, you know?
Gotcha.
Like, I haven't sold any of the figures. I steadily had to buy like all of them. Like, I have the figures he's released to date from 2016 forward. So all of them.
Wow.
And
How many is that?
I think right now he's at like 18, 20 figures.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a good amount of money, but like I do it because I like
You
it,
keep
you know.
them in the box?
No, I open them out of the box. Like, fuck that shit. You know, I'm
You leave
I'm
them,
not.
like on display?
Yeah, I have a little like IKEA glass. I have them behind there,
Do you
but
wear them sometimes?
they're figures. I'm not
Oh.
gonna wear them. But
Where are you at?
yeah, no. The thing is, like, you know, like I'm not that asshole. I'm gonna keep it in the box and like stow it away. You know, like same with sneakers. Like,
Yeah.
dude, like I bought them to wear them. I buy them to like them. Like, I'm not here to make a buck out of someone for something I like.
Gotcha. So you look at him more as like an art piece,
Oh,
right?
100%. Yeah,
this is
yeah.
An artist that you like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my thing is, beginning in like 2016 when his figures came out, a lot of people bought them to resell them, you know, and retail was $220, and then New York, because they were released in the MoMA websites, you know, shipping, tax on New York, $220 plus shipping, handling. You're looking at $248 after tax and
yeah.
shipping. So people wanted like $350, $300 when they were coming out.
Yeah.
But because you can't wear that, you know, there's no like, oh, I'm cool because I have this. No one was buying them.
Yeah.
I remember when they came out, I was only able to get 2, and the first ones that came out were 6. I was able to get most of them for like 160, 180. Like, you know, people just wanted to get their money back, pay off credit card or whatever, you know, just to make their money back.
Yeah.
And now, because they regrew in hype, they're on StockX, you know, they're on big sites now. Those same figures that people were selling for 160 are now at like $400.
Oh wow.
And like the one that came out last year, it's like this pink tall one, came out for 280, and now it's literally on StockX for $1,500.
Wow. That's
So
crazy.
I mean, you can't predict the market with
You
things like
can't.
this. Yeah.
It's
So
whoever
you-
wants
you-
to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to buy it because you like it. 'Cause
Yeah, I mean,
it's
that-
so unpredictable.
Exactly. Like I said I was gonna stop, and there was these 3 figures I didn't buy, and they were 280. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm done. I have all of them. Those 3 figures out of everything I've bought have been like the most in value. And of
Gotcha.
course, I shot myself in the foot with that. They were
Oh,
like,
yeah.
so everyone wanted $800 when this came out. They did not go down in value until like a couple of months. Like I want to say like 9 months after. They came down, still not a lot. Like they came down to $500, and I had to buy all of them at like $500. When mind you, they were 280 or like 330.
Yeah. You could have gotten
That would've
them
been a
on the
combo.
release.
Yeah, but I was on the site too. But I was headed to lunch. I was like, you know what? Let me not do it. But yeah, sucks
Hey.
to suck.
How big is
Is-
it like in Japan? Like
So I was in Japan last year.
Yeah.
Last year I was in November. He's pretty big. He's big throughout Asia. Like he has a lot of figures, statues even in countries like in Shanghai. He has a big statue. In I think Qatar he has a big statue. So like
of his figure?
airports, yeah, his figures. They're in airports. They're in like busy like our Times Square in Shanghai. He has a big figure there.
Oh, wow.
Like the Times Square of Shanghai, like where their busiest
Yeah, yeah.
street. They have 2 figures there, and it's just like it's very very popular
Yeah.
out there.
So he does collaborations with Japanese toy companies.
So he partnered up
Everybody-
with Medicom Toy, which is just one, and
Yeah.
he's released most of his figures through that company. He's had a couple of spin-offs with like some Taiwan brand,
Gotcha.
but I mean, most of his stuff just comes out through that Medicom Japan.
Gotcha. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's big. He's big.
Yeah. I saw your video about I think it was the unboxing, right?
Yeah, I have a couple unboxings on
yeah.
YouTube.
I think it was 2 figures. You had 2 videos. One was for 3 figures.
yeah. So
Then one was for 2, and they were like golden. right?
golden.
Where
Oh,
are those
yeah.
from?
Yeah. So I got those in Japan.
Yeah.
You guys know Soriyama?
No.
No.
All right, so he just did a collaboration with Dior
Mhm.
and released shirts, and like he just did a whole line for them. But he's important because like he's a big artist that like, you know, when people say like, oh, like this person that's like very behind the scenes, they always say that, oh, this person's your favorite designer's designer, or like this person's like, you know, your artist's favorite artist.
Mhm.
That's kind of him. He's based out of Japan. and his artwork's been known for a while, but only in the art community. And same thing with like Brian Donnelly, like he's crossing over that path. He's crossing into that merger of like streetwear fashion, so he's getting known. But yeah, those two figures, they're called Bear Bricks, same company, Medicom Toy. I was in Japan. I was researching like what stores to hit up to get like to look at like the KAWS figures they have in Japan to see if I could get a good deal. And on my last night in Japan, I was literally in my Airbnb laying down. I was like, you know what? Let me just look one more time before I head out tomorrow and check out like what store I can go to. And I looked up this website. They said like three, four sites that you can go to around you. And there was this store called Mandarake. It's basically like a bookstore that sells like anime, toys, and like figurines, you name it.
Yeah.
And whatever, I go there really quick. And at this time, it's already like 9 p.m. So they were going to close at like 10 or 11. I go there, walk by the glass window, and right there, they're both of them, and they're signed. And I was like, yo, I've been looking at these. Like, they literally came out, I want to say, 2 weeks before I was in Japan. And they were signed by the artist himself because the Dior collaboration launched in Japan. I think I wasn't there when it launched, but like it was within like a week off.
Yeah, and at that time, did you know that these were like super rare or like that?
I knew they were going to be rare because they sold out. I wasn't able to get my hands on them. Yeah, and like Japan is a very line community. Just how it is here for like sneakers. Japan's been doing this for like over a decade. Japan originated streetwear, in my opinion. They're like that's where it came from. So they have lines. They do raffles, like like they raffle out figures out there because that's how crazy it is. You have to line up. If you get selected, you're able to go buy the figure. Gotcha. So yeah, I was over there. I got them for $220 each, signed. I think right now they're valued at like $600 each. Yeah. So again, like I'm not in for the money. I really appreciate like the artwork, and that's why like I got them. But yeah, super cool figures. They're shaped like bears. Yeah. But they're signed by him and they're all gold, and like his art style is very like chrome. Like he makes robots, like female robots, all designed in like chrome or like gold chrome, and that's like his signature. Is it usually style.
Monochrome, like one color?
For the most part, yeah. They'll have like a dress on and they'll be silver, or they'll have their lips painted, but they don't have like eyeballs. They have like a robot laser beam across their face, so like very like Daft Punkish. Yeah. But yeah.
The KAWS guy, are all his figures have their hands up like that?
No. So they have 2 X's, and what a lot of people mistake as their ears, they're 2 skull bones crossing their face. So all the figures are a skull with like X's on their eyes, and two bones through their head. So it's a skull with 2 bones crossing it. Gotcha. Yeah.
And this is like, he came up with the concept, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of debate. Like he got like the idea of like the flayed, like the toy that's like split open from this magazine from like 1961 that like displayed an art piece of someone being like flayed in half. Gotcha. But I mean, yeah, he grabbed like the design from like Mickey Mouse. If you look at the body and the mittens, the gloves, it's a Mickey Mouse body. It's a Mickey Mouse body, and then just like he replaced the head with like a skull with 2 bones on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And where were you in Japan? Like, what part of Japan was?
So I was in Japan for, I think like I was in Japan. I was in Asia when I was there for like 18 days. So I was in Tokyo.
18 days.
Yeah. So I did Tokyo for like.
Wait, hold up. Let's take a detour. How do you get that much time off?
All right. So.
8 months.
Or do you work remotely? This
goes
back to being an IT engineer.
So I don't work remotely. At the time, the job I had 15 days off. But I saved up. I banked most of my days that year. But like I tell people, when you just got to be smart with it, Like I took off days after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving break was 4 days off. You have your weekend, your Thursday, Friday. So from that break, I only took like the remaining days left. So I took 2 weeks, which is like 10 days, and then those 2 weekends, and then those 4 days.
Gotcha.
So exactly. I mean, the flight alone is like 15 hours, so like I have to exactly like you landing there, you already passed the day, you land the next day basically because of the time difference. It's a 12-hour difference. So yeah, I was in Tokyo. I flew to Osaka, which is another city, and then I did Korea for a few days, and then flew back to Japan for 3 days.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but Tokyo is definitely the highlight.
Like why not just do all Japan and then go to Korea?
So Korea wasn't on the map and like just to visit. It was just like, oh, why not? I'm in Japan for 17 days. And I mean, once you're on that side of the world, it's just like, why not explore another country? Granted, I love Japan. Korea and Japan, very different countries.
How
But
so?
But they're like
I'll-
similar.
No, it's just like, if you look at like economies, Japan's economy is like top 3. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like
In the
behind
world,
the
right?
EU, if you consider it just a whole, in the whole world. Like, Japan's just a whole nother game. By the way, to all your subscribers or your listeners, if you ever get a chance, please visit Tokyo. It's amazing experience. Like, best country I've ever visited. It's just amazing. But yeah, their culture is just so different. You know, like if I was a godly figure, if someone would tell me, you know, design a city, I don't think anything would
Match
compare to Japan. Like, when I'm talking clean, quiet, not so much traffic, the trains are on time. Like, just to say this, you know, if you get food from the street,
Yeah.
you have to eat in front of them. Not because they tell you to, but there's no garbage to throw out. Like, if you leave, I was walking over a mile with garbage in my hands because there was no garbage to throw it out. I went into a bathroom,
Oh,
everything
wow.
flushes. There's nothing else to throw out.
And you can't throw it on the street.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be that asshole.
And
So-
that's the craziest part because Japan is very highly dense populated too.
It's very I think
Tokyo
I'm not. I
is-
don't want to butcher the number, but it's like 3 times the amount of people that are in New York.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think no, it's around like Tokyo has like almost like 12 million people.
Tokyo,
Yeah.
like,
Well,
New
if
York is
Manhattan
like-
alone, like
it's
I
like
think it's
8.
just 1 million people, like 1 million people that live in Manhattan,
Yeah,
but 3
like-
million work. So you know,
all
you're
the
talking about people that are
tourists and
just
stuff like that.
exactly that are just living in Tokyo.
yeah,
It's pretty insane, but
that's crazy, man.
yeah, you
I
should
would
go,
love to
dude.
do
I
that.
would love to live there, man. Like, if I was down to like grab the language, I would so move. Like,
So
you know.
yeah, tell me more about that. Like, how did you communicate with people there?
So
English? Or?
yeah, so another thing is like their system, like very easy to grasp. Like, a lot of, like I said, people are super friendly. A lot of people speak English. The train stops, after they're said in Japanese, they're said in English. And like, dude, it's just like different ball game out there. Like, your Apple Pay, Google Pay, like we're getting that on just 3 lines, dude. They've had that for almost
For
a
like-
decade. Like, you know, like
10 years.
like you know, like just touch enabled devices, like, you know, just NFC. You know, you put your phone
Yeah.
down, you're able to go into the
They
train.
had those for like since
Yeah, they've had it for a
2000.
while, and it's just like you just realize, you know, how far back we're on.
Right.
But I mean, coming to technology, it's never about innovation; it's always about implementation. You know,
Right.
same with video games. Like, we have the technology where it's at, but it's just like it's not available to everyone. 1, price; 2, companies. Like, if it's worth it for them, the R&D.
timing too depends.
Yeah, exactly. The timing, like VR and stuff, like VR is pretty good. It's just not accessible to people, you know. And it's not even that good, you know. It's good, but it could be better, you know.
Right.
Yeah. I was so surprised when I went to Montreal and I was getting on the metro there, and you buy a card and you tap it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even swipe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. There's no turnstile
No,
bullshit.
nothing. Yeah, yeah.
You-
One
some
interesting
stupid
thing-
Metro card that you have to swipe 5 times to get through.
Like New York is we're way behind.
Well,
Way-
we have the oldest infrastructure as far as like trains and
Yeah.
transit,
Yeah.
but yeah, I was in Scandinavia last year, so I was in Denmark, Sweden, and Norway.
Oh damn, dude.
Dude, I did not
All over the place.
I did not change currency at all in my
Yeah.
whole trip.
Was it euros or?
So they all have their own, like, kroner. Put it this way, I don't want to butcher their names, but I don't even know it because I didn't have to switch my. It was just like DKK, which is like the Danish
Denmark,
one,
yeah.
and the Swedish one. They're all like they're crowns or kroner. That's like for the most part what they had.
but they're all different.
They're all different.
They're
but-
not in the euro.
no,
Those two
and the
countries.
craziest thing is they're all their credit cards are tap to pay. So
Uh-huh.
like, dude, you just. And literally anyone. There's a guy selling drinks outside of the bar. He has his phone connected to like the Square app.
Dude, that's
Yo,
dope.
just tap and pay.
Yeah.
Literally everything.
good.
Over here's like minimum $10 something.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that.
And that's just BS because they just want to
Yeah.
get the 2%
fees
fee
and
for the credit
exactly,
card.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They just want to avoid that. But yeah, I mean, everywhere's different, you know.
Yeah. I recently found out that the MTA is now launching like the same program where they're gonna have the tap to go through the turnstile.
So it's
Like,
only-
getting tested like in a few stations.
It's only on the 4, 5, 6 line. I used to
Yeah.
work around there, so I've seen them. But the stupid thing is, it's only available for one-time purchases.
Oh,
So
wow.
you have to pay a one-time fare, a $275 fare.
Yeah, that's freaking.
So
garbage.
you're literally just testing it on users, and at the same time you're charging more because it's not a monthly. You can't buy a monthly. You can't buy weekly with it. You have to buy a one-time $275.
One time thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, not exactly Japan, but
Yeah.
Dude, the city
We'll
makes
get
so
there.
much money, like billions of dollars from like parking tickets alone.
yeah, I mean,
don't know what the
yeah,
hell
of
they
course.
Do with all those money? Like,
And that's one thing. Like like a lot of people drive here. Like in Japan, not a lot of people drive, and I was surprised.
Yeah,
like it's
it's like-
very quiet because everyone takes the train.
Yeah.
But their train, because it's so efficient, you
you
can
don't need a
afford
car.
to, you know, make sure you're gonna get on time to work or whatever.
Did you travel between? You said you flew from Tokyo to Osaka.
Yeah. So
Did
that
you take any trains between cities?
I did not, just because the price difference between flight and train was, I want to say, negligible, like $10.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah.
I think the bus ride, the train ride, because it was going to be on the bullet train, even though it was fast, it was still going to be like, I don't know, 2-3 hours, if that.
Gotcha.
But the flight was like an hour.
Yeah.
So I was like, why not? Just
You
do
said
it quickly.
it's the best place you've been to.
Yeah. So
Your favorite
I've been to 9 countries, so not a lot, but yeah, Japan's definitely the best place I visited. Just like I said, good food,
Yeah.
good people. Like you can't say it over a podcast. You have to experience it. Literally, like the people there, the environment. Like everyone's just so nice. It's literally like write down every terrible shit New York has. These people don't have that. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
does. Like I don't have to get off at Penn Station and smell homeless shit when I'm in Japan. You know
so
what I'm
there's
saying?
there are homeless people though, right?
Dude, I saw one homeless person in the days I was there. I shit you not. His clothes was next to him folded, like if it was a Uniqlo store. Like
Dude,
it was
that's freaking
perfectly,
nuts.
like the amount of space he took on the floor was like the crate. Like it's literally like a 2x2 square space. Like this
Right,
guy was
right.
so respectful. His clothes was all folded up like if it was like a department store. Like it was the most insane thing I saw. I was
Yeah.
like, yo, this guy's literally like minding his own business.
So they're as neat as people say. They are.
Yeah, dude, literally,
It's 'cause of
like
the culture, too.
aesthetics, everything, like design, everything's like those clean, simplistic design.
Yeah.
A lot of people bike out there because the streets don't have a lot of cars. And one thing I didn't realize until I came back to New York when I was editing my photos was people say like, why does Japan look so photogenic? And by law in Japan, you can't park outside.
Oh, what? Nowhere.
Nowhere.
You have to have a house.
So you have to have
Not
parking
even
lots, and
in
you
the
have to have
suburbs?
you have to have like a drive-through. And look up all the photos from Japan. There's no parking outside. And if, as all of you being in New York, you want to catch that awesome photo of this building in New York or whatever you're
Right.
doing, and a stupid car drives by, or there's a car parked right in front of the building, you want to take a
Yep.
photo.
Yep.
And it didn't occur to me because you're walking around, you're just having fun, and it's like, yo, there's no cars parked.
Yeah.
And
Take a
that
picture
just blew
anywhere.
that just blew my mind. Yeah, you could take a picture. It's nighttime. It looks super cinematic, scenic. It's like, yo, there's no cars you got to worry about that are like going to be in the shot.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, dude, you should definitely give it a try. Like,
Oh, definitely.
I-
Hell yeah.
Japan is on my list.
yeah. And I tell people, people always like, yeah, I know it's so expensive, but like, dude, Scott's
Is
cheap
it
flights.
expensive?
It's not. Literally, it's not.
Compared
The
to, like,
amount
New
of
York?
stuff you do, like compared to like New York prices, everything that's like touristy, going to the Jesus, what is it? The Sky Tree, the Tokyo Sky Tree. It's like $9.
Okay.
Everything's like under $12, like
Yeah.
converted. And like you want to go to the Empire State, have fun, buddy. That's $40. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Empire State here, it's like, bro, 40.
The
wanna-
One World, the observatory is like 60 something.
Exactly, like
50
$60. Like I just went to same Chicago. I think it was like 40.
Well, the Sears
Yeah.
Tower.
Yeah, and like, oh, you want to cut the line because there's a fucking line of 2 hours. It's $50.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta
It's
get
just
like
like,
that.
yeah,
Get the
yo,
fast
come on,
pass.
dude. Like, yeah, I have to hit a flash pass. Like,
Wait,
to
what
see
is
a
this,
view?
Disney?
yeah. So it's just the different mindsets. Those people like just have discipline. Those people are just
Are they
different.
like materialistic?
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah.
But like I said, streetwear originated there.
Yeah.
So you're walking down the street in Harajuku or like the main Akihabara, like the main streetwear stores, like where they're all located, and you'll walk down and there's a guy coming out that's 55 with white hair in a Supreme beanie and Jordan Bread ones, and no one bats an eye,
What?
dude. Like that's just the culture. That's just how people are over
Somebody's
there.
dad right there.
Yeah, literally, like it's just literally how it is. You know, you're walking by people that could be like your grandparents' age, and they have a Nike SB hoodie on with like, you know, Air Max 95s,
Fresh
and
as
and,
fuck.
and fresh as fuck, and no,
Yeah.
that's just regular old guy walking down,
Right,
nothing.
right. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say it's not comparable to anywhere, just because, like I said, their economy's so good.
Yeah.
They have like these, I wouldn't say luxuries, but just different style of life. You know,
Yeah.
they have this park where people just come meet up and hang out and do, like, when I was there, they were doing all like Switch. Like if you have a Switch and you want to just play with people, you go to that park and people just hang out.
Oh shit.
Like they have Game Boys, like whatever, you know, like you're
At
just
the
trying
park?
to. Yeah, well, you bring your own,
okay,
you know, so it's
I
like a
got you.
community of people that just know. You got to show up here and we'll just play.
We're just gonna play together.
And like, you know, that doesn't happen here, you
That
know,
only
like
happened here when like Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go. Yeah, exactly. That took
Like,
over.
let's
But
fucking have Pokemon
imagine that, but that's every day over there. Like
Every
people
day.
are just hanging out doing
Yeah.
that. Like you get some really good food, good
Yeah.
ramen.
together. Dude, I think I would love the food there.
Dude, get it. I'd say,
I told him like we had ramen. There's a really good ramen spot by here, by the way.
oh, we'll probably go after this
Yeah,
podcast then.
Like 10 minutes from here.
Okay,
no,
sounds
Really
good.
Some of the best ramen I ever had.
Oh, all right.
Probably enough for you.
Nah, I'm always
disgusting.
I'm always down to try, you know, new places.
Yeah, yeah.
I tell a lot of people, like, on Google Maps you can star restaurants.
Yep,
So
yep.
dude, I show people this, that they're acting like I showed them like a new chemistry compound or something. They're like, what the fuck? Like I've never seen this.
Yep.
And it's just like, you know, like, come on, just be about it. Same, like, I'm glad you have your podcast going. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always saying, like, you should always try to do something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I always say, you have 3 hobbies. One that makes you money, one that keeps you creative,
Yeah,
and the one that keeps you active.
exactly.
And same thing with that. Like, I wanted to do, like, oh, let me do a little foodie Instagram app. And I wanted to do something that represented Queens, you know? Like, and in most of the workplaces I've been at, you know, no one's really born and raised New York, you know.
Yeah.
But you have people, they live in Manhattan or they live in Brooklyn. Like people forget about Queens, like if it's fucking like Long Island, you know.
Dude, and I'm so glad that they do.
Wait,
Yeah, what-
underrated borough,
it's-
we
Staten
have
Island is.
Well, fuck Staten Island, right?
it's a dumpster.
I mean, you only have firefighters and cops over there.
Yeah,
but
and some millionaires with like
Yeah.
beachfront property.
I mean, it's like it's a good and bad thing. But like the first thing I get asked when people say like, "Oh, where you from?" Like, "Oh, I'm from Queens."
Yeah.
How long's your commute? That's literally the first question everyone
Yeah.
asks, and I love telling them, "Oh, it's a 34-minute door to door."
Yeah.
Like people get
Yeah.
people get slightly irritated because they don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, what part? You know, it's like, dude, like you've never heard of Queens, you've never been to Queens.
It's on the map.
It's on the fucking map. Yeah,
I
like
feel like Queens is a lot closer to the like Midtown than
yeah,
Brooklyn.
that's literally what I tell
Like
people. Like,
10
dude,
minutes.
Queens is closer to Midtown than West Bumberfucking Brooklyn
Yeah.
that you're in. Like, you
Yeah.
know, and I don't have to wait 18 minutes for the
And
next
it's
L
really
train to
not
come
that
by.
bad to Lower Manhattan either.
Oh yeah, no.
The
For me,
transportation
on
in
the
Brooklyn
end-
is not as great as Queens.
Oh, it's
like
not.
the
The L?
transportation is shit in
Oh, the
Brooklyn.
L is the
Yeah,
worst.
yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't know. Thank you. I'm not waiting 18 minutes for the next
Yeah.
L train to
Yeah.
come by.
Yeah.
Or the J train. Like
Yeah.
I've never like even noticed that those trains existed. Like
Yeah, I
until,
mean,
like,
you know, they're not in your
2 years
neighborhood.
ago.
You're not going down there, but
yeah.
Every time you get on the J train, you don't know if you're gonna make it back home. It's just like
yeah, man, Queens. You know, you gotta
might be my
represent.
day. But yeah, man, it's crazy. What were we talking about?
They were talking about Queens.
Okay, yeah. So the food, man. Like, I think the food in our borough is the best. It's the most diverse.
Well, we're the most diverse place in the world, which
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a negative, but I always tell people, like, you know, you're so attached to Queens because it's nowhere like anywhere in the
Yeah.
world, you know? And take it how it is, you know, I love Queens, but it's just like, and nothing's going to be like this, you know? Which is
Yeah.
so hard for me to leave Queens, you know? It's like, you're not going to meet people that are like so accepting or people that are so different, you know? You have people, you know, I want Filipino food, I'll walk 2 blocks up, you know? I
Yeah.
want Peruvian ceviche, I'll go 4 blocks down, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah.
it's more, I mean, granted in New York that is accessible, but it's different in Queens when it's so many people, you know?
Right, right. I, you know, if you want to give a perfect example, just look at Jackson Heights.
Dude,
Oh,
even-
yeah,
even down
Jackson
the
Heights
block,
is
you have
exploding.
Japanese food, you have
Yeah.
Brazilian food,
Yeah.
you have like Indian food, you have like
But-
Chinese food, like
But
whatever
with
you
like
need.
Astoria, there's like Astoria is so mixed, and I think like Jackson Heights, the way it's broken down is like the perfect example of diversity because
Jackson Heights.
it'll be like, you know, the like 74th Street to like 82nd is just, you know, people from Bangladesh, India.
Well, that's
like,
37th Avenue for you right there, you know?
and then you move past that, and it's all Spanish, Colombian.
Yeah. I mean,
Then you go a little bit down, it's like white people.
Yeah.
but look at everywhere for the most part, like it's separated into what that is. You know, you look at Astoria, you have your Greeks. You know, you look at Sunnyside, you have a little bit of mix of like Mexican, Ecuadorians, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You go deep, like you said, 37th Ave, you have all your brown people food, you know? But it's... Dude, Woodside alone, that's where all our Filipinos are at, you know? You have your Crystals on 69, shout out to Crystals, great food there. Jollibees, I hate Jollibees, but it is what it is.
I never had it.
Yeah, last time I had it, they gave me stomach food poisoning.
It just looks so suspect. Like,
yeah, it's very sus.
Yeah. I was just like, I'll go to KFC.
Nah, man, you got to get on that Popeyes wave, man. $23 million in a week. That's how much they made on that stupid sandwich. Yep.
Popeye?
Yeah.
Did you try it?
I was gonna try it the last day of my old job, like it was like last week, and whatever. We went to Brooklyn, the closest one to us. Borough Hall, dude. The fucking line was around the corner. I said, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, what was the whole fuss about those freaking sandwiches?
I mean, it went viral. It got big, so people.
Was the campaign before?
I mean, I would honestly, it's just our culture in itself. You know, people just, like I said, snowball effect. It's on Twitter. People want to fucking try it. There's your stupid sandwich,
doing it, that's
and
why.
everyone's doing it, so you have to fucking try it.
Right. Was there like a feud between Popeyes and
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, there was. I mean, there was memes, but there was people doing skits.
Were those tweets that were like screenshotted, were they real?
No.
Like
Those were edited.
On Twitter,
but there was videos of Chick-fil-A employees going at like Popeyes and just ranting or spitting at people. You know, it's just like, yo, what the? There's no need for this.
Crazy.
There's literally no need for this.
Like, first of all, dude, you're working there for like.
You might get a raise now that
exactly.
Relax.
Like, here's your 25 cents. Shut up.
Yeah.
You're making like $10 an hour. You going to competitors?
That was their first sandwich, though, right?
Yeah, so that was their first sandwich, and a lot of places they were getting caught, so they ran out of sandwiches because the sandwich is like a patty, like it's a different thing.
Yeah.
So people were like, "Yo, we need to make the sales." There's a line outside. They were just putting 2 tenders in a sandwich bun and saying, "Yo, here's your stupid sandwich." But people caught on, and people were upset because it's I don't know if it's a different like way the meat is, but they were like, "Yo, this isn't like the chicken sandwich."
This is the one that I had from.
This isn't what I had. So.
Yeah.
People were upset, man.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. Millennials, that's our generation over there screaming.
Not to be racist or anything, I feel like it was mostly black people.
To be honest, I saw a lot of people on there. It was a lot of people being upset, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, like, if they give me a stupid shit like that, like, yo, here's your stupid sandwich, and it was like not what I ordered, I'd be pretty upset.
Right.
Like, you know, like I'm not saying I'm gonna wait, but if I waited a fucking half hour on that stupid line to get it,
is anytime something becomes an expectation and you take it away, people get super mad. Like, I remember this comedian was telling a story about how one of the first times he ever flew overseas was with Emirates. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, United Emirates.
United Emirates. And it was like early 2000s, so they were still implementing Wi-Fi into the system. And so he sits down, and the captain comes on and says, "Guys, I would like to make an announcement. For the first time ever in our airline's history, we have free Wi-Fi."
Oh, damn.
And people started like
clapping, roaring,
going crazy,
losing their shit.
And then the plane takes off, and like 15 minutes later, the Wi-Fi drops. Captain comes on, says, "Guys, I'm so sorry, but we lost the Wi-Fi signal, and there's not gonna be any Wi-Fi for the entire flight."
Damn.
And people started losing their shit. Like 15-20 minutes ago, you didn't even think of the possibility. Like, it didn't exist, and now you're mad.
They took it away from you. Well, I mean, overseas, man. Like, I don't know how long. If you guys ever been on a long flight, but dude, long flights suck,
hours.
Dude. Like, I mean, 11 hours is up there.
If you
like,
don't have internet.
Like I prepare myself. I mean, I literally download shows, download anything, put it on my laptop, and I'm ready to go. You know, headphones. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, I learned with like traveling, you have to have a backup for like 100%. All your garbage. You know, like plugins. You know, bring your stupid dongle. I know a lot of people forget that, and then you're like, yo, like my Bluetooth pair died. I have my headphones, but I don't have my dongle. or you have Bluetooth headphones and the TV in front of you didn't bring content, and the Dell screen
It's the
doesn't
one you
have
gotta
anything
plug
to
in.
connect. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like you have to have all your stuff
I went
prepared.
through that recently.
Yeah, man,
It
that's
sucked.
that's literally the biggest hit in the balls. Like this is gonna be the worst flight ever.
Yeah, yeah. I calculate flight time based on how many movies I can watch.
Oh yeah. I think the majority of people
That's
that
the
like
way
do
I
that.
do it.
Yeah, it's like what am I gonna watch? What am I gonna do? You know?
Yeah, if it's like 9 hours, I'm like, okay, it's
Yeah.
3 movies. It's not that long.
Yeah.
I usually just like wait for the takeoff, take some pictures out the window, then just knock the fuck out.
No,
Yeah.
I wish I could knock out, man. I'm just too uncomfortable.
You can't fall asleep in flights.
I mean, yes, but it's like in and out. You know, I'll sleep
Yeah.
3 hours, wake up, sleep another 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean that's
but
what
it's
I do
like,
too. Like,
but it's just horrible.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's gotten better. You know,
Yeah.
Queens has our 2 airports
Yeah.
that are shit, but I mean they're there.
When is LaGuardia? I feel like LaGuardia
LaGuardia's
has
in,
been in construction for
the
what,
past
20
5 years.
Yeah, but it's gotten
Sounds
really
like-
bad the last like year or two. Like I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys taken flights recently out of
Yeah,
LaGuardia,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like they
It's-
have that whole like alphabetized like pickup zone,
Uh-huh.
like how
yeah.
cars have to pick
Yo,
you up.
that's a nightmare.
Dude, it's horrible. Like it's literally like the last 2 flights I've had to like order my car
Uh-huh.
basically as soon as like the plane stops,
Yeah.
just because like it's a fucking nightmare trying to get a car.
Yeah.
And you know you fly back, you're tired, you want to go home, and it's like, all right, let me have 3 Uber drivers cancel on me because they don't want to come all the way here and wait on this
Yeah.
stupid line. But yeah, I mean,
And that's like not a good example right there. That you said, like, imagine some tourists coming to New York for the first time. LaGuardia is probably the place you're gonna, you know.
yeah,
JFK, yeah.
JFK.
Those
If you're
two.
coming international, sometimes
Most
you
of the
go
time,
LaGuardia.
those two are on
Yeah.
Newark.
And then you
nobody-
Yeah,
get off
Newark's a little
LaGuardia,
closer.
And then you can't even get
Welcome
a cab,
to New York, you
and
fucks.
it's like construction everywhere.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
It's dirty as hell. Like,
Oh yeah. That's so one thing I saw like in Europe, even in Japan, it's super simple to get around. Like as soon as you land, you have like 3 methods of transportation to get to the inner city. You know, you have your your regular what the locals take. Like what would it be for us? Like the 7 train. You have your regular train, and then you have like the buses, and then you have like that premium, which is not that expensive. It's like $15. And it's like the bullet train. They're fast trains that take you to the city center in 15 minutes or less.
gotcha.
And I'm talking everywhere: Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Japan. Like they all have this.
I feel like all the
And
all the
it's just
countries
like,
are-
dude, we do not have something like this. You know, you're coming from another country. You come to New York,
it's like
come
it's
out of
just shit.
LaGuardia, yeah, and it's like, yo, either take a Uber or go find the fucking what's that thing called, the LaGuardia Air bus or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
they're calling it.
That takes you to
Dude, and your
the
Uber-
E-train?
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like
it takes
that?
you to Jamaica.
Yeah.
And the funny part is that your Uber driver probably just came to the country like 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
for
dude.
sure.
I have like a very like I was working in the Uber office when they were in like I want to I don't even like a few years back, like when they were still like growing, I guess. And then I worked with like one of their providers that rented Uber cars. So I've seen the whole mess of
Yeah.
like shit show that's happened there. And dude, the way like dude, those Uber, they're just making money off drivers that are like new, you know, like people that
Yeah.
are like, yo, I'm gonna make some money, and they're there for like, you know, a year or 2 and then they leave. But there's just so much buzz around it that people just come back or stay,
Yeah.
or they're just making money like on new people.
Yeah. I feel like it's definitely the most popular like car
Ride sharing? Oh yeah, of
ride
course.
sharing.
If you look at all the Lyft drivers, they're all Uber rejects. Like
Yeah.
I've seen it at like the job. No, I'm being
Uber
serious. I
rejects.
saw it at my old job. People that can no longer work for Uber, they can no longer drive. They're banned or something. They work for Lyft.
Yeah.
And I get it. People say like, oh, you can do both, but they just standardize Uber, and it's just. I mean, today's age, it's just like, you know, it's just that go-to. It's easier. They took over that verb, that word. I'll
Yeah.
just Uber
I'll
it.
just Uber. Yeah.
And like, dude, if you're on a TV show and if
yeah.
you know, once you hit a TV show that says that, like I think it was on The Flash, like a lot of shows, like, oh, I'll take a Uber,
Right.
like that's it, dude.
Right.
You're the number one.
right.
Like same,
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
the marketing around that is just so genius. Like companies that take over words, like chapstick.
Right.
It's lip balm, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's the
Yeah.
brand.
Google.
Yeah, I'll
It's a
Google
search
it.
engine.
Yeah, exactly. Like one that like I completely forgot about. Bounty growing up. It's like pass me a Bounty. You know, that's the
Uh-huh.
brand.
Yeah. So
But the biggest one for me that I forgot was Band-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't even.
I didn't know that was
Yeah,
a-
which
those
I didn't know
companies.
it was just the company.
Right.
And then one that I learned last year, Jet Ski.
Jet ski.
Jet Ski's the brand.
Really?
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I
like
didn't know
if
that.
you Google it, it's supposed to be like water raft something.
Oh shit.
And like Tylenol. A lot of people.
Oh,
think
Tylenol. Yeah, yeah.
Or aspirin.
Aspirin.
Or like
Yeah.
the medicine.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's not. It's just what
Yeah.
they marketed, like the
Yeah.
brand name.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's acetaminophen or
Yeah, yeah.
ibuprofen.
ibuprofen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who has that too?
I'm not gonna buy something that's called acetaminophen.
Well, and that's the big case, you know, like how good marketing or like how these companies are making us not dumber, but like molding our brains or molding what we're doing, you know.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Like,
I feel like the society is a product of the companies. Like whatever.
Oh,
we, whatever,
yeah.
Whatever we consume,
Dude,
fucking
I always
watch,
said
see.
in my own like theory, the United States is a mall for companies to shop customers. Think
Yeah.
about that.
Even now, even worse because they know what you want at what point in time you want.
Oh,
'cause of
yeah.
all the data gathering and everything.
Yeah, the
from-
data points on people, Instagram ads.
They know where you are, where you're gonna go next week.
Yeah,
like-
do you think they were recording us?
Of
yeah,
course.
dude. Instagram records you.
Dude,
They hear
Facebook-
you. I mean, you've heard it multiple times when
Yeah.
people say like
Yeah.
you're talking about something and you get an advertisement for
Yo,
it.
weirdest thing.
Facebook.
No,
and
it's
Insta.
real.
Yeah.
It listens to your microphone. Like, I mean, it is what it is in today's day and age. Like, I mean, I'm sure you had a similar conversation with Jazz. You know, like all the data assets people have on like data's like, you know, people want where you're staring at. People want to know what you're looking at. You know.
We definitely
And-
do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you're growing your podcast. You want to see who's your audience, where's your audience. Same with a company, and a company that has enough money to throw money at a problem or at R&D and say, hey, I want to figure out where so and so is getting this information. They just go for it, you know.
Yeah. Where they're spending their attention. I think that's the most important thing today. Is like figuring out where people are spending their attention.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the biggest thing. Where like, I mean, look at YouTube. They just want your attention. They want you to watch ads. They want to pay out creators. But I mean, I just feel like, yeah, our generation in general is just like, you know, we're that generation that like grew up with cell phones. That's just like, you know,
Yeah.
like you have to be on your phone. You have to have a laptop. And one point that I realized was, in today's age, you need a smartphone to have a job.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
crazy.
and it's not really like, oh, you don't need one, you don't have to check emails, but like
You have
there's
to.
kind of certain things you have to, you know, like
Right.
I took a job that I dropped. You had to have a company phone, and like obviously that's more bigger in like, you know, bigger corporate worlds, but like, you know, you have to have that phone, you have to have internet connection,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's so. It's
And
gotten
you're expected to answer.
yeah,
things like
it's
after
gotten
hours,
normalized. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
You know, like us growing up, you know, at Wagner, you had your cell phone out, it got taken away.
Right? Yep.
I had buddies that went to schools, they had like, yo, you can't bring a phone. You know, people would pay $1 at delis. You drop off your cell phone. They would put a sticker on it with your name on it, and then you'd come collect it at the
Oh,
end of
wow.
the day. Yeah, the
Gotcha.
different schools. I mean, different places have different salaries. You know,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
have to make their money. But in today's age, with the kids growing up, everyone you can have a phone because why? There's a mom on the other side of the argument saying, "I need to know where my kid is at all times. What if there's an
Especially
emergency?"
Nowadays.
And exactly, you know, especially nowadays. But
Yeah.
there's an argument, you know, and it's just kind of got brushed off to like it's normalized
Yeah.
that an 11-year-old, 12-year-old has to have a cell phone.
I mean, if I had a kid, I would want them to be able to contact me if they're going to school.
And I agree.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I saw like a couple of days ago.
Bulletproof.
They're selling bulletproof
Backpacks. Yeah, I saw that.
It's
It's stupid.
nuts.
It's stupid.
Nuts. It got taken out. Like you can't find them in stock. Like if you go to Home Depot or
Oh, really?
Target, they sell it online though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just it's crazy, you know,
But
what
that
we've gotten
concept,
to. Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like someone put money at that problem because they're like, yo, this might hit, you know,
It's a
and it's a
reoccurring
real
thing.
thing. Exactly, it's a real
It's a real
recurring
thing.
thing.
And people are gonna buy it too, because
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Yeah. Damn, I don't mean to go all.
Yeah, I think you just went a little
Kill-
dark on the
kill the-
podcast right now. Like, damn, like, you know, that's
Hey, it
really
gets dark sometimes.
where our.
man.
I mean, that's our reality right
Yeah.
now. You know, that's why the 2020 elections are so like it's like the biggest buzz since Obama got elected.
Who
You
do
know,
you think
like
is
right
gonna
now.
win?
Ooh,
Kanye West.
Kanye West 2020. That's my answer.
Dude, haven't voted yet.
You didn't vote last time?
Nope. Not even
Oh,
when
come on.
Obama became president.
Did I vote
didn't
last
vote.
time? I think I voted in the primaries and then I didn't vote in the general election.
Elections.
'Cause
Yeah.
I didn't like.
Did you vote for your Queen's DA though, Brian? Is that?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Ocasio?
Yeah. No, not Ocasio. This girl that lost to Cats. They had to recount like
Uh-huh.
4 times because it was like under 50 the margin of why the other person won.
Gotcha.
So under 50 votes, they were like, if we
Gotta recount.
we gotta have a recount.
Yeah.
But the Republican person won. But whatever, that's another topic.
Yeah.
In
yeah.
New York?
I haven't been
Queens,
following
yeah, Queens DA.
Yeah.
this district, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know
I've
anything
been
about
following.
that. I
Yeah.
tend to stay away from politics, which is kind of.
I like watching the shit
Shitty.
show though, like Trump. Like
Oh, dude, that's the.
I just love the drama around him. It's like watching a soap opera.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's a reality TV star,
yeah.
whatever
I
you
mean,
want to call
and that's
him.
how he's treating his presidency.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just
I
like-
mean, it's smart, like
He's good at
going back, same thing, like
captivating
marketing, dude. It's marketing,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
That's
buzz.
all it is.
It's like literally what artists
He's a
say.
good
No,
salesperson.
exactly, yeah, 100%.
I think he wins.
No,
2020.
no press is bad press. That's what they say.
Yeah.
And I don't think he wins 2020.
Especially
You
if
don't
people
think so?
talking
No,
shit about you.
100%.
That's like, marketing. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
negative-
even better because
Anything that's negative always wins.
pretty much.
It's easier.
Pretty
it
much.
sticks
That's free
in the
marketing.
guy.
That's free marketing.
I mean,
your
yeah, like
haters
he
gonna
says, yeah.
promote you the best.
There's this term that journalists use, like if it bleeds, it leads.
Right.
Sounds fucked up, but like,
Yeah,
yo, people like hearing bad shit.
Yeah.
Like I've seen, you've seen movies, they're like, you don't make money on peace,
Right.
You know.
you
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if it was literally a utopia, everyone's having fun, it's safe, everyone's outside, no one's watching the news or no one's like reading the news, you're not making money on it.
broke.
Yeah.
So
You're not scaring people. You're not making money.
yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
Some Monsters Inc. kind of world, you have
Yeah.
to scare to be making that money.
But you watch Mad Men?
Mad Men, no, I did not.
You know?
No.
Okay.
Is that-
I
It's
feel
a show?
Yeah, it's a show. It's
No.
about advertising.
Oh, really? No,
Yeah.
I've like I said, The Great Hack, which I recommend to everyone watch. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
But I've seen just like very like computery, like related to like my job. Mr. Robot's a really good show. Silicon Valley, really good show. It's on
Seen
HBO.
Silicon Valley.
Yeah, Silicon Valley is like on the lighter side, funnier.
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Robot's pretty crazy, and then The Great Hack.
Kind of like your workplace is like?
No, not at all. So
Or are those characters like
the
overplayed?
No, I think they're not. I mean, that's the thing in IT. Like people expect you to be like that, like social anxious. Like scared to talk to people,
Yeah.
hunched over at their desk type kind of mindset. But I mean, that's the way I like to differentiate myself, and that's the reason I think I've been so successful so far.
Yeah.
I'm 24. I haven't been fully into it as much, but like I've done great.
Yeah.
And it's just my soft skills are there. I'm able to talk to people. I walk around the office. People are like, they think as me, like, yo, he's available to talk. If I need help, like he's there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where other people don't have
Right.
that.
You're a
No, you're
sociable
absolutely
guy.
right.
Yeah, exactly. Like I always consider myself sociable. Like I talk. I had a buddy of mine like a few years back. He mentioned like, I don't know, we were all talking, and I don't know where we were talking about. I don't know, something that related to it. But he said like, yo, if Raymond pulls up his cell phone and goes on his contact list and you just scroll randomly and then just stop at a random person and call that person, and if you were to say let's have lunch, that person would say yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that's just kind of how like I have my relationship with people. Like I'm a friendly
Yeah.
person. I
Yeah.
can talk to anyone. I mean, I think so, but it's
Yeah.
worked out, and I think like, why not be that kind of person,
Right, exactly.
Like I don't see the aspect of like putting yourself in a, in a situation where you have to like not burn bridges, but not have a bridge open,
Yeah.
and like anything in the matter, networking, friends. I have a friend now, like, look, Bryan does podcast, bam, that's a connection right there that you
Yeah.
can like do something with.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, because a lot of people are like so too much into like technology and stuff like that on
Yeah.
their phone and shit.
Yeah.
Like people are losing how to actually connect with people.
Yeah, yeah,
And
100%.
everybody's like anxious, like you said. They're like very anxious. Like they don't know how to approach people. in
Yeah,
general.
of course. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
that's not a thing that's like specific. Like.
yeah, you can't learn that.
You can't
Yeah.
learn that.
You
You only
can't
learn
learn
that
that.
from interactions.
But
That's
it's
it.
not exclusive to just IT and like.
Oh yeah, of course not. That's not
People
exclusive to the
yeah,
career
it's-
path.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere, and exactly
Even in
like
business, you have some people who are just like, very isolated or
yeah, man. I mean,
antisocial, just socially anxious.
yeah. So again, that's I think like why I've done good.
Yeah.
Like from what I've heard, like I've been selected out of 9 candidates, 11
Right.
candidates, and it's just like people want that relationship,
Right.
to be able to like talk or like. I've told people like you have a team event, you have a company outing, go.
Yeah.
Like Like, I'll tell you this, they're not going to hire the person that's doing their work 9 to 5 and has their headphones on, not talking to anyone.
Yeah.
That person's not going to get a raise. That person's not getting the promotion.
Yeah.
They're hiring the promotion that they're going to promote the person that does less work but is sociable.
Right.
That's talked to the manager.
Yeah.
That's had a beer with the manager. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
it's just, you know, you pull up a buddy.
You want to work with people that you like.
Of course.
At
yeah.
the end of the day,
100%.
if you
yeah.
have to be there 8-10 hours.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. And like, if you're not enjoying your time there, like,
Yeah.
why are you there?
Yeah.
And not to sound very Gary V, you know, but like,
Yeah.
if you're not having fun, if you're not enjoying it, like, that was my biggest thing always. Like, if I'm not enjoying my job, or like if I'm not, like I say, what do I say? Like, if I feel like I'm not learning, I have to leave.
Yeah.
Because like I got comfortable, and I'm lucky that I'm in the position that I'm able to do that. You know, I've been in the position where I've hated my job, and it's like, dude, I do not want this to be my life. Like, I worked at a sneaker store when I was younger, and it was the most miserable time of my life. Like, super dark time. I was like, yo, this sucks.
And you like sneakers.
And
you
I
love
like sneakers,
at
dude.
the same
Like,
time,
I
so.
literally first like official job, you know, like $8.75 the hour.
Yeah.
I think it was like a summer. I was working over the summer, 40 hours, 5 days a week. I remember I had to work 2 weeks. They were like, "Oh, do you want more hours? Like, we can put you in for a 6 day." They needed help. One guy just left, so I was working 48 hours, and then for 2 weeks. I mean, each week, so 96 hours. Dude, my check, which was overtime because you know you're working those extra 2 days, $512, dude.
That's insane.
For 2 weeks of work.
That's crazy.
I literally wanted to cry. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, this is so fucking
Right.
ass, dude. And
Yeah.
people have to live like this.
Yeah.
Like, dude, the people... I mean, I was working with, granted, mostly high schoolers, but there was 2 people there that were over 30.
Yeah.
Or one of them was
And
40.
probably
One
have
person had a
families
daughter.
that
Yeah,
they
and I'm
need
like,
to-
yo, like, this person
Like how you survive.
has to feed someone
They
with this
have to work
fucking
those
check.
hours.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
have to work
Yeah.
those hours. And that's, like, one thing I don't think, like, our generation realizes. Like, yo, you know, like, we're luckily, especially, like, coming from, like, first-generation immigrants and stuff.
Yeah. Let me stop
you
for
should-
a second. Yo, could you?
I want to turn this.
Yeah, take it off. Take it off the power saver.
It's a little hot in here.
Yeah, it's getting a little. It's fine. We can take all the stuff out.
Nah,
whatever.
77.
No, dude, put it all the way down. Oh, really?
Did you keep hitting it?
So the first one, I was like listening to you guys.
Oh,
and then
shit.
I
Yeah, I
was
think
like,
it's every 30 minutes.
That's fine. Yeah, it'll cool down.
Yeah, it'll cool down.
What were you saying? Sorry.
No,
So we were at...
We're getting to a good point there. The generation now about.
Yeah, I just don't think our generation understands, like, the situation we're in, you know? Like,
Yeah.
jobs and school, like... I mean, everyone's different, you know? You get stuff from parents and stuff. My number one thing, like... This is just on me. Don't want to hate on anyone. Like, I don't do a private school, you know? If you
Yeah.
did it, you know, that's what it is. You owe money, but, like... Just don't do private.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, you owe so much money. Like, I've been at what, like 4 jobs already, like in the field, and it's like, dude, I've worked with all types of people that are younger than me, people that are older than me, and you hear everything. You hear, yo, I went to school for art, I owe $90,000, and
Yeah.
these are
Yeah.
people that are not making more than $50,000 a year, you know, and it's like, Jesus Christ, like,
Do the math. How long?
exactly. And then vice versa, I've worked with people that didn't go to school. They're
Like-
doing something else, and they're making 75, you know, or 70, and it's. I just think, like, you know, like, I understand both sides of it. When people are like upset, they're like, oh, we need to be making more money, bring the minimum wage up. But like, dude, learn a fucking skill that's in
Yeah,
demand,
exactly.
dude. Like,
Exactly,
I'm not, dude. If it was my business or on whatever we're doing, I'm not paying you what a fucking kiosk can do. I'm sorry that you want to click a burger on a screen, and you think you deserve more money for that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
dude, learn a skill that's in demand, and, you know, go from there.
It doesn't do
And the
anything.
market's gonna reward you if you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, yeah, exactly.
Giving enough
The
value to
person
it.
that's literally, like, look at them. A lot of the McDonald's in New York, they're getting the kiosks. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, like, you're replacing people with a fucking laptop, a machine.
You have to be aware of where the world's going, right?
Yeah,
You
any
know,
type of.
there are a lot of professions.
Oh yeah,
a
of
lot
course.
Of jobs that are just being weeded out because
like
now
fucking
it can be automated.
Truck drivers, yeah. Look at what Uber's doing, yeah.
dude. Even the Easy Pass toll booth, they took them off.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
the one
interesting fact about that. That's the highest suicide rate in a job. Toll takers.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a psychological thing of they see people leave, and they feel like they're stuck in the same place.
Damn.
Pretty dark, but
I never
yeah.
thought about that.
No,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's like a real
It's
thing.
like you're being left behind in a freaking little rectangle box.
One of the thing in those things is like going back to like being social. The interaction time you have with people there
seconds, couple
is.
seconds.
I mean, I've seen my friends, I've seen my parents. You know, like my parents, like everyone. Like you hand your credit card, or you throw the money at the person, and you don't even look at them.
Yeah.
Like for the majority of people, you don't even look at them.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I guess that's heartbreaking to a lot of those people. Like you're literally not talking to no one, and that's like, damn.
Right. Nobody has. I mean, if you're going through a booth, you don't have the time.
Well,
to
unless
check,
you have like buddies,
be
like
hey,
in
how's
every
it going?
section.
No, not yet. But like I'm talking like a simple hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Take care. Have a good one.
Exactly. Even that.
Those little conversations spark like. For the 1,000 people that cross, that one person that said thank you, they'll remember that one person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's sad. I always thought air traffic controllers have it pretty bad too. 'Cause
Oh
they're-
yeah.
No, they have a more intense job. They
Very
don't have
high
time to
pressure,
figure it
man.
I would not want to work in the airport. That
Yeah.
just sounds like a terrible job to
I
have.
never like realized how much traffic there is in the sky until like I saw like a radar, right?
Oh yeah.
And then the other week, I was sitting by LaGuardia, right? I went to rent a car, so I'm sitting outside the car rental place, and I'm watching planes land and take off. And it was like every 2 minutes, a plane would land and one would take off, and it's just like that. It's just on
All
and
day
on
and
and
night.
on and on and on, and that's across how many cities in the world? Like,
Yeah,
there's
tons.
people in a tower that have to make sure like these things happen at the right time.
I mean, you're dealing with people's lives, you know. Like I've been in planes where like you're literally just circling in the air because there's no space to land.
Yeah,
They're like, we're waiting for a gate to be available. We're
Yeah.
waiting for a gate to be available.
that's the worst.
Yeah.
And going back to that point, like you work in that job at the sneaker store, $8.75 an hour. I feel like that's an experience most people should go through, but it shouldn't be their life. You should go through that experience early on. Like when you're in high school, it's perfect. You make some money, you can do things like
Yeah, of course.
buy shit for yourself.
And
you know.
spend it on stupidity.
Yeah, spend it on sneakers. But if you're 30 years old and you're doing that, it's not a life. But I think you have to go through that, like as a young kid.
Yeah.
And nowadays, high school students they're not taking jobs during the summer. They're not that's not what they do anymore. They go to like camps and stuff, or like they go somewhere to learn a skill, which is awesome because they're preparing themselves for the future. But they're not getting experience, like real job experience, really.
That's a big thing. I like to always like tell people like experience is valued way over everything.
It
like
outweighs all
my
the
thing is just
theoretical
like
shit that-
yeah, like you know, like okay, you have your bachelor's. This person has their bachelor's, but it's like, but what can you do though? Like anything, literally graphic design, like anything. It's like your portfolio, whatever you have, like your experience working. Just because, like, I mean, in most jobs, it's like you can do for the most part, you know, surgeons, all that extra shit put aside, like you can do any job. You know, you get landed there, if you train and you learn it, you'll do just fine for the most part. But it's just like, you know, exactly, like if you hadn't had any experience, or if you don't know really what to do, like if you get there like with nothing, you're gonna do a shit job, you know. And that's the reason why, like, I tell people, you know, it's all about breaking the field, like, you know, getting into that first step into, because once you have one job, boom, that's your entry point, and then from there you just splatter anywhere you want.
Yeah.
And I mean, in my opinion, like speaking with friends and people, that's like the hardship, you know, breaking that first door down into getting into the industry and whatever they're trying to do. Because I don't know, like they don't have a laptop, they haven't fixed up their resume, or little downfalls that they haven't been prepared to do that, but they're doing other things, you know.
Yeah, or there's like they don't know the right avenue to go about.
Exactly. And that's one thing you don't really get trained on, but it's just your own research. You got to know it. You got to create a LinkedIn. You got to be on all these other sites to be applying for jobs, you know. And that's the thing with networking, you know, you have to know people.
Dude, it's crazy to me. Like once I got on LinkedIn, how many people are willing to just have a conversation with you? Like if you don't ask them for something, or if
Yeah.
you're not selling them something, and you just want to talk, like so many people are just open. Like,
Yeah,
they'll be
yeah.
Like, I've gotten on phones with people that I didn't think I should be talking to them.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like CEOs of companies. Like,
Yeah.
Like if you go to networking events, like I met the co-founder of Honeyfi, which is like a fintech company.
No, I mean,
At
fintech's like the future right now.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like I'm like super interested in that field. So I went to an event. This guy spoke. Was there doing Q&A after. It's like that's what you have to do. It's like you can't limit yourself into thinking I can't be in those circles. I can't talk.
Yeah,
to these people."
exactly. And like,
They're so accessible.
yeah, 100%. I mean, you could con artist for like, play a con artist for all I give a shit about. You know,
Yeah.
like just be there. You know.
Yeah.
My
Show
biggest
up.
thing is exposure, like
Yeah.
having the availability or being able to have that experience changes the game for not me, not for everyone, literally everyone. There's this thing I heard that like you'll always be the average of the closest
People that hang out
of the
with.
5 closest people around
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And like I'm not saying, kick people out of your fucking group, but dude, expose these people to
Yeah.
what you know, and then they'll expose you to what they know,
Right.
like your little glowing hubs, like they'll glow, you'll glow, and you'll all grow together.
Everybody
But-
has something that.
Exactly. And like
better
not
than you
everyone
at.
exactly,
Yeah.
not everyone's studying the same field,
Right.
So like you need help with this or that, and then you have someone that's into this,
Yeah.
like I left my old job, and like the manager called me like, hey, like I need a favor with like I know someone that needs IT help for like this and that. He wanted to start an app and do something else. But it's like, because they know someone, they're able to reach out.
Right.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing, like the more people you meet, the more people you're open with, those circles open up to you.
Absolutely.
But if you're not looking, if you're not trying to get help, or you're not trying to look, no one's knocking on your door and
Right.
saying, hey, come to this network event with me.
Right, and it's not enough for you to just post things online and expect people to find you anymore.
Oh yeah, of course
Because
not. No, yeah.
If you're an up-and-coming artist, I'll just use that example. Like, you think just recording some shit and putting it out, like, that's all you have to do? That's like maybe
The minimum.
20%.
Yeah, that's the minimum.
There's a
dude.
bare
You
minimum.
gotta put out your shit. You gotta promote it. You gotta market it. You gotta spread the word. Like, try to collaborate.
Yeah, of course. I know people that like have started podcasts, have
Yeah.
started news media article websites, and they make a Twitter account, they make an Instagram or whatever. You post the first summer every day, every week, and now they forgot about that account,
Yeah.
and it's going back to that thing of like staying creative, which again, I don't want to knock on anyone because like I said, I love podcasts. Like I wanted to start my own with a couple of buddies, hasn't grown into fruition. I'm glad you picked it up
Yeah.
on your own, but it's just that like going to the gym, you just have to do it, you
know
just
what
have
it
to get
is?
up and start it.
Consistency.
You have to do it, but you have to stay patient while you do it.
Oh
Because
yeah, of course.
You're not.
You're not growing
It's
from
not gonna
tonight. It's
happen.
not happening over midnight,
Yeah,
overnight.
It's not gonna happen. Like
Yeah, I agree.
the way you expect it to happen.
Yeah.
You
And-
know.
And the most thing is like when people create content, they create with the notion of I'm creating something and hopefully I get back right away or within the next month or so. But
Yeah.
like you should go into that field like creating content and not expecting anything from it. Because
Mhm.
once you have expectation high, that's when you get burned.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. Just because like not you shouldn't. At the end of the day, you gotta know what you're doing things for. If you're doing work, if you're doing it just to like, I want to make money, I'm gonna make a quick buck, let me sell this. You're not gonna have fun. You're not gonna enjoy it.
Right.
Same with like my YouTube videos. I have like 100, 300 views. I think one of my videos is like 1,000. That's it. It's like I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing
Yeah.
like, in all honesty, like I have a
Because you enjoy
camera I
it.
want to shoot. Yeah, I want to do it for myself.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the good thing about it. Like you remember why you're doing it, because like a lot of people get held up with like there's this thing that's like, oh, like you can't shoot the best podcast because you don't have the best mic.
Right.
Like I heard that from someone like with guitars, like, oh, I can't play music because I don't have the best guitar. It's like, dude, remember why you're doing it. It's because you
Yeah.
love music. You know,
Right.
it's not because you fucking need that guitar. You know.
And why do you deserve the best guitar?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Look
Like-
at Joe Rogan's very first podcast. It was on like freaking the pixelated camera with like some
dude, all
crazy shit in
You
the
go to all
back.
those YouTubers. I mean, you start somewhere. Like I
Yeah.
said, like with cameras, it just matters. Like photography, like just shoot. Even if it's your phone, edit on your phone, shoot
Yeah.
it. Because at the end of the day, like, I can have a $3,000 camera, but if it's collecting dust in my book bag,
What's the
like,
point?
What's the point of having it?
Yeah.
So yeah, just get out there, try to do it. If whatever your creativity side is, you know, just try to have fun with it.
I don't think you should invest, you shouldn't invest a whole bunch of money starting off because you don't know how long you're gonna stick with it.
Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah. I
so-
mean, I've picked up a couple hobbies I've
Yeah.
dropped very quickly,
Mhm.
and that's just like, you know, you get into it and you're like, shit, this isn't for me. This is not
Yeah.
what I want to be doing, and
Yeah.
you drop it.
And you walk away not losing a lot. But with content creation, like he was saying, like you gotta stick with it. You know, I think that's what you have to do. I'm only repeating what I've heard people say.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's
this
follow what you
podcast
want.
is still very young, you know, but I think you have to be in it for the long run. Like starting off anything, you have to realize like this is for the long run. Like
Yeah.
you got to be doing this. Like I'm gonna do this 5 years down the
Like
road.
that's why you gotta understand too whenever you want to create something
Yeah.
for, you know, in the
But-
longevity wise.
We'll take what's his name again? Bryan Donnelly,
Yeah,
right? That from Cause.
yeah, yeah.
How long was he creating like figures for?
His first figure was in '98 or '01.
The one that you know about, like that came out to the public, right?
Oh well, I've seen his figures. Like I want to say like his bigger ones were like after like 2009, 2008.
2009.
Yeah, those were like the bigger ones were coming
But-
out. The one that was like available for everyone, like people were seeing, was 2016.
2016. So he already was doing it,
Yeah.
right, for a long time, but he didn't really get recognition
Yeah.
until, you know.
Well, his biggest
Oh.
thing is he's an artist, so he draws. His biggest thing is like vinyl canvas, like drawings,
Gotcha.
and like his figures is like his second thing, you know.
Gotcha.
But yes, like after that Kanye album, he got bigger. His prices went up. His paintings went up. So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like it's not happening in 5 years, 6 years. You know, it's like a down the road kind of thing. People
Yeah.
do have that exposure, that you know you blow up in a one season, and now this year, you know, you're really making it.
Yeah.
But I mean, everyone's different. It's a lot of variables in play.
Yeah.
So just wait for your.
You just
time.
gotta be prepared when the opportunity comes.
Yeah,
That's why
I
people
agree.
blow up really quick because you know they're prepared all the time. So when they get that split window time, they jump out.
Yeah, and
you
a
know what
lot
I
of
mean?
people don't know that, or like for example, if you're an artist that's, you know, been in the music industry for 5-7 years, and you're consistent with it, you know, you'll know what to do with it. But if you're an artist that had your one song, then
the
you know,
one-time
like,
banger.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Then
So-
how do you follow that train?
exactly. It's just a lot of. It's a lot of variables, I think. You know, you just have to
Oh, yeah.
know what to do with it. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think the problem that we have now with our generation and like the kids probably coming up, with, you know, after us now too, is that we want things too quickly because everything's available, is so accessible. So like you said, you know, if I want a taxi, I could get one in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
But you know, if
Food.
I want food, I'll get in like 15
Yeah,
minutes.
Grubhub,
whatever.
Seamless, whatever,
Yeah,
Uber
you,
Eats.
you get the point. Like, now we become so ingrained that that's how things work. But there are certain things in life that don't come that fast.
Fast, yeah.
You know, like we idolize a bunch of people, especially nowadays with Instagram and like whatever, Twitter. You see it a lot more, so you think, okay, why am I not at that level myself? You know, you might idolize like an artist like Kanye, right? You're like, oh, I want to be Kanye,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, Kanye had like a 20-year career, you know.
Before
Kanye,
he even blew up, he was
Travis
making
Scott,
beats
you
for
know, his
like.
documentary just came out. I'm not sure. if
Yeah,
you
I haven't
saw
seen it, but yeah,
Yeah.
I know everyone's talking about it.
But you see it, like these guys were doing shows, nobody was showing up.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
had mixtapes, nobody was listening to them.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, it's all like you said, the right moment or the right thing to do. Like that, like I knew about Macklemore in middle school,
yeah.
and like his music was way different.
Mhm.
And it's just like You know, you get commercial. I want to talk about artists just because like it's the biggest thing people can relate to. You know, they
Yeah.
say, oh, he blew up, he's a sellout. They
Yeah.
changed their music, but it's just, you know, it's different. If they're in it for the money, you know, that's what sells.
Yeah.
And same with like anything you're doing, you just have to have that thing that sticks. There's I was big on headphones. There's this reviewer, he's really known for reviewing headphones. And he blew up more for a video he did on what are the best Fortnite headphones.
Mm-hmm.
That video got way more traffic than all his other videos because, yo, that's what's hot right now on YouTube. Looking
Yeah.
up Fortnite stuff, and that was his moment. And you know, it's all up to everyone if you want to, you know, stick with that and I'm going to stick with only Fortnite clickbait videos so I can make more money, or like you want to stay true and do your own thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And eventually people will go back, you know, once you have that moment, people will go back and watch your other stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you know, shit,
And if
this
it's
guy-
genuine, people that like your stuff, you know, why not?
Yeah, yeah. You're not doing it for the clout.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. If you're not the clout chaser, then
See a
you'll
lot of
have
that.
people that are following.
See a lot of that today. How do you feel about Instagram taking away the followers and the likes?
The followers, you mean just the likes, right?
I think
They
it's
doing both?
I think it's both.
What they take
Likes and followers.
Yeah.
But
so they only have the following part.
yeah, no, it's just gonna be hidden. My
You
my
can
thing
see
is
it, nobody else can see it.
I don't
Shit.
think it's. I mean, I don't give a fuck. Like I post what I want. Like that's one thing. Like on some honest shit. Like half my graduating class in high school blocked me because they thought
Really?
I was too unfiltered. I would. Dude, if I, you know, like if I'm on Twitter, I'm joking. Like I posted up a tweet that was a little insensitive. It was dark, yeah, whatever. But you know, that's what I wanted to tweet out. You know, in my,
Remember what the tweet was?
yeah, but I don't want to say it on the
You can say
podcast.
it.
I'll
We've said a lot.
Yeah,
of
dude,
words.
trust me.
All right, it was in you know after the Florida shooting
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
in I believe it was Orlando.
Yeah,
yeah. The
And-
Parkland shooting.
It was that gay club.
Oh,
That
okay,
got
which
shut
one?
up?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, that was like.
All right, whatever. That
Yeah.
week I posted up Muslim guy walks into a gay bar. What does he order? Everyone obviously, oh, what? He says shots for everybody. So that joke, like,
Oh man.
dude, like I'm not a comedian. I saw that. I posted it. That was
Yeah.
not my joke. I
Yeah.
saw it. I posted it. There was quotation marks on it, dude. There's this kid from school. Grabbed that. He didn't even follow me. Someone screenshotted it, sent it to the kid in our school,
Uh-huh.
and then that kid posted it.
Was he gay?
Yeah,
Was he gay?
Oh,
he was
fuck,
gay.
man.
He blurred my name out and just said, "Yo, can't believe we live in a world with sadistic assholes like this." And I'm just like, dude, like one, it wasn't even targeted at you. Three, you don't like fucking follow me. You know, like someone else
Yeah.
had to send you this. Dude, I commented right now, like, yo, if anyone wants to show love, that was my tweet. Here's my handle.
Uh-huh.
Dude, no one gave me shit.
Yeah.
It's like, and there was a lot of fucking comments, you know, like, oh, I can't believe this and this and that. And like on Twitter alone, I had like 50,000 views on that tweet.
Oh, wow.
Like I was getting bashed by the gay community on Twitter.
All 50,000
And
of
it's
them.
literally just like people were like, yo, grab someone, bury him. Or like they were
Yeah.
like, yo, chop his head off.
Oh, wow.
And it's like,
Damn.
all right, like you guys just went through something that like affected your community and you want to spiral violence with
Right.
violence.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
my thing is like, yo, it's no one told you to fucking one. You don't follow me. No one told you to follow me.
Yeah.
And like at the end of the day, like I consider myself very unfiltered. Like I'll say what I say,
Uh-huh.
and even though I've lost a lot of friends or whatever you want to call it, the people that are around me know that I'm honest because of that.
Yeah, yeah.
They're around me because I'm not that kind of person. I'm very honest. Like
Yeah.
you know, I'll tell you, do this or work on this. And going back to that, like, yo, I'm a people person, you know, like I've helped a good amount of people, you know, fix their resumes or help them like even do within their own thing, not even like something I know, but like, yo, if I can reach out, like I've gotten interviews for a couple of guys, and it's just like, yo, why not stick out that hand, you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
And bro, like I know who I am. Do you? You know, like
Yeah.
I don't need to prove my
Yeah.
loyalty or myself to anyone. So.
Right.
I mean, if I want to post a gay joke, if I want to post something weird at like 2 a.m. of like a
Yeah.
weird show or something, an art piece, that's what I want to post, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And at the end of the day, yeah, the likes and the followers, yeah, that affects people that care about that shit, you know? Like, I post whatever. Like, I have a photo that'll have 13 likes. I'll have a photo that'll have like 80, 90, whatever likes.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not bringing shit down. Like, I'm not curating anything to anyone. this is my page, you know.
So the Instagram taking away followers and likes for you, it's not gonna affect people like you.
Not me in all bits. Like I
feel like
I follow more people than people follow me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I follow more pages than I follow people.
Yeah.
Like I follow communities, I follow companies, I follow
Yeah.
stuff that I'm interested in, because at the end of the day, I'm interested in seeing a feed of like I said, like I do research, I'm doing what I want to do, like Intel, AMD, like whatever's coming out, the new graphics card for this new computer part, or like Mac system administrators. I'm following like people that are doing like the same work I do. I just want to see what technology they're using. So I look at it on a learning perspective. You know, what's coming out, what's hot. I don't give a fuck that you're in Greece. I like to travel too. Congrats.
Right.
I'm happy for you, you know? But that's not what I go on Instagram for.
Right.
I'd rather see memes than your face.
Yeah. Like I think a lot of people use the platform for just like flexing or for like
clout.
entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it comes
Which,
down
I
to
mean,
what you are, you know? I post more. I post a lot on like stories. I'm a big
Mhm.
story poster. It comes back down to like I eat out a lot, and I like being a foodie. I hate saying that word, but no, I do enjoy trying new restaurants. I love trying different foods.
I've been following, since we're friends on Instagram. I see you like post a lot.
Yeah, and
on
I consider
stories.
myself active, and it's just like,
where's this kid going?
yeah,
Where
you
is
know,
he
like
getting this
it's.
food from?
But my thing is like I feel like for basically everyone that follows me, like I've had a lot of people reach out, hey, where is that?
Yeah.
And dude, I've had that happen with people that like people are scared to tell you, or like they don't want you to know because they know. You know, like there's this whole fucking stigma on like, oh, I'm cool because I know.
The exclusive place.
And like, yeah, you're not cool enough to like know this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
oh, like I know this place and no one else knows it.
Right.
Or like when something, I mean,
It's
we
the
live in
same
New
type
York
of
fucking
person
city.
that would say something like, "Oh, I used to listen to them before they." blew
Yeah,
up."
dude, it's the same thing. It's like, dude, it's you don't fucking own the business,
Funny,
dude.
kinda
Like
funny.
this literally like does
You
nothing
have
for
no
you.
attachment to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my thing, it was like, yeah, like you're hiding out a fucking food spot, really?
Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine put me onto this place called St. James. It's right in Astoria, 34th. I don't know if you guys ever been there.
No.
It's this
No.
deli. It's a Mexican deli. They sell tacos, but you order quesadillas, but they're fried shell tacos. Long story short, it's like a couple blocks away from Ravenshead. A buddy of mine's always in Ravenshead. He took me, and you know, I'm always out. I'm always in Astoria. So for the most part, I took out everybody I know. You know, I want to say I don't want to take credit for that, but like from that point forward, I want to say half the people I know in Sunnyside, Woodside, like Queens area, have been there,
Yeah.
and it's blown up more. 'Cause, you know, I've gone out. You know, 8 people. We're all drunk. I take those people out. It's the spiderweb effect. You know, they bring their friends. They bring
Right,
their
right.
friends. And they've told me that, oh, I brought so and so here, and they really liked it. They were like, yo, who put you on? They were like, Raymond. Oh, of course he would know this place. And it's not about the credibility. It's like, dude, like it's a good fucking place. You should try, you know. And this summer alone, 2 big Queens eaters, like Queens bloggers that like try foods, have posted it. One of them being Queens Eats. It's only like restaurants in Queens that are like popular, and the other one was like New York Foodie, NYC Foodie. And dude, the place is a fucking deli. Like
Yeah.
they sell food like at the counter. Like there's no seats.
Nothing
It's
fancy.
it's nothing
Yeah.
fancy, dude.
Yeah.
It's they take card, I think, but like after like $10, and like that's only if they're cool with you, because I've heard them turn down people like, oh, cash only. But it's literally a shitty hole in the wall
They
kind of
sell
place,
routines.
and kind of like that place. But they're popular only like they get the most traffic at night. You know, you're drunk, you want a taco,
Yeah.
but it's really good
Yeah.
food, and it's like, why
Somehow-
not?
Somehow those places always end up having the best food.
Oh yeah, totally. Cause it going back to the same thing, like, oh, you're doing it for fun. It's like, they need a living, but it's like, you know, they're doing it because, oh, why not, or whatever.
Right.
And similar to like how places like say they're selling out, like a chef, like, you know, they can cook for people now, like when they sell buildings and they like make a ton of money. It's just like, you know, they're doing it because they love it, not because they need it, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
But and then when you have a restaurant and so many costs, it's like, yo, well, we need to cheapen out on this because we're not making money, and we need to pay all these people. They don't have to pay. It's a family-owned business, so it's like, you know, it's costs are low, and they just, you know, just money to pay the bills.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite restaurants?
I do,
You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, one of them. No, yeah, it's just like I don't like saying that word, like favorites. It's just like
the ones
because
you
I
go to a
enjoy
lot.
the number one. Like you can ask any of my friends. Like if I were to tell them, like, yo, what's my go-to? The Alcove on 49th Street.
Yep, I know.
Borderline. It's Woodside, but it's closer to Sunnyside. Like that's the border, but it's on 49th Street, Skillman Avenue. A really really good food. The owner's Brazilian. A lot of my friends we know him. He's a really good guy.
Is it the one with like wooden like panels with like glasses and shit?
Yeah. And so it has like wooden seats and it has like two glass doors.
Yeah.
You've been there? It's
No,
like
I've
teal.
never been in.
Really,
but-
really good food, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's a mixture of food. Like, they do burgers, they do nachos, but then they also do like Colombian cheese platter. But then they also do like tacos, burrito, Cuban sandwich.
Yeah.
Everything's good. Best thing on the menu though is the Cajun chicken burrito wrap. Yeah, so it's not. They do burrito wrap. So you ask for Cajun chicken. That's kind of like a off menu thing. I'll tell you right now. Yeah, but no, really good food, really good people,
Yeah.
and they bank on that like family business.
Orientated,
It's
right.
small. They only have like 8-9 tables, probably like 12, but like it's small, you know.
Yeah.
And everyone that comes in, they get a high five, they get like a hug, you know. So on a business side, that's genius, you know. People remember, like if you go into a restaurant and they remember your name,
Yeah.
you're like, holy shit, these people, they might not care, but you know, it was an impact.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like because of that, I know the owner, I know all the bartenders, and it's
Yeah.
just like and not just that, like at the end of the day, dude, really good food and really good drinks,
Yeah.
you know, like, and
know
that's
what
like
kills
the
it for me?
the heart of it.
I like what kills it for me is when a restaurant has really good food, but the service is terrible. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
if the
actually the
service is
opposite.
terrible,
I
if
don't
they're,
really mind
like,
service.
Or if they're like rude to you, you know what I mean?
I
like to
get
be
that
treated
notion.
well, like,
No,
I just go in for the
Really?
food,
Yeah, my thing is just like, dude, I'm here to
I could
eat.
give rat's ass about
Yeah,
how
like
yeah,
I'm trying to think of a moment where like I've been treated not fairly.
Yeah.
I mean it sucks, but it's like, dude, at the end of the day, like I'm not here to fucking see you. I'm here
or
to
make
eat,
friends
you
and
know,
I'm here
like.
to fucking eat.
But
Yeah.
no, I do get that.
Well,
Like
it's
if
like
people
the
are being
vibe.
assholes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess,
it's the
yeah,
vibe.
sometimes.
Like I've been
But-
to a couple of restaurants, not a lot, just a couple. But like the
Not a
staff
lot, just a
are-
couple.
are fighting. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of funny. But
I mean, it's free entertainment.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, but I mean, if you're from not even if you're just from Queens. If you're from New York City, definitely visit Queens, bro. Try out more food.
Yeah.
You know.
It's literally like right there.
Like I know people that's like, dude, they've never ate food outside their like culture's food.
Yeah.
Besides like American, which is like fast food and burgers. It's like, dude, you've never had this or like you've never had that.
Yeah.
And it's like you're Brazilian. One thing it's like, dude, you should definitely check out a Brazilian steakhouse.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? And like, or whatever the case is, like I know people, yo, I've never had a taco, or
Yeah.
I've never had Indian food,
Yeah.
or you know, like anything that's like, dude, like these are just the staples of these cultures, like
Yeah.
you know, like, and you've not tried it, and you're in New York, you know, that's kind of like, what are you doing?
Take advantage of it.
100%.
Yeah.
There's so many experiences in New York. You know, you sometimes forget this #1 city in the
Right,
world. You know, there's so
exactly.
much shit
like you
going
don't
on.
gotta go to another country to eat their type of food.
Yeah, and
I had
Queens, man, Queens.
Afghani food for the first time last.
I
That's
never,
interesting. I haven't had that.
Never
Pretty
had
good.
That's good.
Yeah?
That's good.
Yeah, I would compare it to
like lamb and shit.
yeah, it's basically Middle Eastern food. you
Yeah.
know?
There's this like Turkish or like Middle Eastern restaurant in Sunnyside. Always walked by it, looked like a deli, never went in. I tried it this few weeks ago because while I was in Sweden and I was in Germany as well for work. They fucking love.
A lot of Turkish people. Right?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of Turkish
Yeah.
people, but they love like kebabs and shawarma. So it's like a doner. It's like a burrito kind of
Mhm.
style sandwich with like pita bread with meat, lettuce, and like white sauce, tomato sauce.
Gotcha.
And dude, these people like crave it. Like it's really really good. And out there, like it's fucking cheap as hell. €4, €5, $6. And I tried a place that place in. I looked like a close place in Queens, and there it is, the one by Bar 43 on 43rd and like Queens
Oh,
Boulevard
nice.
is a Turkish spot. Like, oh, they sell the same thing. Like, dude, I would have never known if I didn't try this. And
Yeah.
now,
In
like,
Germany.
like yeah, when my girlfriend's like, dude, we know what this is because we got to experience this, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like you live here, you walk by, what the fuck is that? I'm not like, you know, people are like, I'm not gonna try that, or I don't know what that
I've
is.
walked by the Afghani place so many times.
Yeah, and
noticed it, and I
it's
was
just
like,
trying
I feel
it.
like trying something new.
Yeah,
Went in there.
yeah, 100%.
It was
You
actually really good.
you get shitty spots, and
Yeah.
like that's kind of like, you know, you're not gonna find a hidden gem everywhere. Like, you know, there's so many hidden gems in Queens. I throw that term loosely because, you know, like everyone's like, oh, I know this hidden gem. It's like, dude, the fucking bubble tea spot, Quickly's, that's been there for over
Quickly's
2
dope.
years, 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? It's like people that don't know, they think everything's like, oh,
Right,
this is a
we
cool
might know
thing.
it
Yeah, like,
because
well,
it's
you
like-
might know it, but it's
yeah.
like people that don't know, it's like, dude, this has been here for so long.
Yeah, yeah. I would say also, I don't know if you know this like dumpling spot in Jackson Heights.
Jackson Heights and
Actually-
dumplings. Is it
No,
is it the one behind the electronics store, the
Yes,
Tibetan
yes.
spot? Dude, I've been there.
Momo's.
Yeah.
Sorry, not dumplings.
Yeah. You got it.
this
Yeah,
place
people
I
get
like
upset
that.
about that. Yo, it's
Yeah.
Momo's. But nah, yeah, I tried that place like twice.
Uh-huh.
It was good.
It's pretty good.
Nothing crazy,
Yeah.
but I think it was more like the experience.
Right.
It's hidden behind what is it? The cell phone repair shop, and then
yeah, pretty much.
it's a cool thing.
Yeah.
But things like that is like,
There's no sign.
why
You would
exactly?
have-
There's no
you would
sign. You
never
wouldn't
find
know.
it.
You would have to find it. That is a hidden gem, and it's like, dude, you should try stuff like that. I was in Astoria walking down like 30th Ave. Saw a Japanese restaurant. Yo, fuck it, why not? You know, ramen today. Let's go in. It sucked. But you know, like, I know that's not on my list. I'm not gonna recommend that spot. And my thing is always like, when I'm with friends, yo, what's around here? Pull up Google Maps, see my starred places, and people always say, yo, Raymond, come on, where are we gonna eat? What's around here? And like I have like a little map, and it just says, yo, this spot's good, that's good. But you know, you kind of have to explore on your own sometimes. You know,
Yeah.
like, because if you find a shitty spot, it's like, yo, I'm not gonna recommend this. Like, there's this Mexican restaurant called Tacuba in Astoria. It's really, really good. Fish tacos and frozen margaritas. Everything else is kind of meh.
Yeah.
But like, I always tell people, you know, I'm telling you for this.
Those
you know,
two
like
things.
anything else, I'm not condoning. That's why I like the Alcove. They're good at everything. But whatever. This restaurant in Astoria, they have another one in Midtown. Dude, fucking sucked.
yeah.
Food sucked. The drinks sucked. Like, the same order just sucked.
Right.
And that's kind of like what comes into play, you know, like, even if they're the same branch, they're the same company, like another spot, another location,
Right.
it's not going to be as good.
Not the same people, not the same chef.
Yeah, and that's like,
Like Pio Pio.
yeah, Pio Pio.
Yeah.
I love Pio Pio.
The original.
Oh yeah, I remember the original one. My
Sunnyside,
parents
or
took
was
me.
it
No, the
on
original
Northern
one
Boulevard?
was on Northern, but not
Right.
the one that's on Northern itself. I think it was like further. I'm not sure,
Not
but
the big one. Now.
no. There was one across the street,
Yeah,
but there
yeah.
was one before that.
It
It's a
was two
smaller one that I
stories.
think is in Woodhaven. I don't know if I don't know where the original location was, but I've been there. I know
Okay.
where it kind of. It's on a boulevard. That's all I
Yeah.
know.
So that, I mean, the first one, the food was banging. Like that's
Yeah.
that's why they started expanding. But if you go to like a different location, it's not the same. Like I've been to a couple
Yeah.
and just like I was like, what is this? What
Yeah,
what
I mean,
happened?
yeah, exactly.
You know?
It's completely different.
Yeah.
But now, like, I have this argument with a couple of friends and like even my parents. Oh, why do you always try? Like, I have friends that just always go to the same diner. Like, granted, if you have good food, I like it. But it's like, dude, if you're having the same shitty food,
Yeah.
like diners are mediocre. You know, there's
Yes.
good diners,
Yeah.
but it's just like yo, like why? Like, if I'm on this earth for a limited amount of time, why not
Go somewhere.
have really good
Right.
food? Fuck the premium. Like, if it's $3 more, like, I'm having a better time. I'm having a way better meal that I'm enjoying. Then, you know, those typical, oh, let's just get this and this from so and so, you know? And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you ate, you're filled, but like, was that a good meal?
Was
Like,
it worth it?
yeah, you know, and it's just like, again, that just might be me, or that just might be us, that are people that are like, oh, like, they want to try new places, or like, you're excited about new foods, or like
Yeah.
really good food. But like, to me, it's like, yeah, like certain places that are just like very blah. Like, I don't know, man.
Dude,
like,
I'm the
explore,
type-
explore.
I'm the type of person that I like after I eat lunch. After I finish lunch, I'm already thinking about what I'm gonna have for dinner.
Yeah. No, that's
so, like,
good.
Food excites the shit out of me.
Yeah.
know?
You like sushi?
Oh,
Oh,
I love sushi.
dude.
Love sushi. There's
There's-
actually a really good sushi spot.
Yo,
here.
this guy's gonna. We're gonna share details
I'm
after the
telling you,
podcast
the
on
two
what restaurants we're gonna
Japanese
eat.
places are right next to each other. The
Well,
ramen
I haven't
place-
ate, so we're probably gonna have to go eat.
I'm telling you, the ramen place and the sushi place are right next door, and they're both amazing.
Where is that?
There's
the ramen place that we
There's
went
this
to?
place
Oh,
I
right
just
there?
tried with my
Yeah.
girlfriend called Tetsu. You guys heard of? I'm gonna butcher the name if I don't Google it. It's called. There's this sushi place called Masa.
Where's that at?
Super high end. Have not been, but from what I've heard, plates are like $600 plus.
Get the fuck
whatever. That
Is
I'm
it
not
this
telling.
one? Like,
Yeah.
uh,
The chef's very very famous.
Masa, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, or
$600
Matawa. I think it was
plate.
Masa. The chef made a second restaurant for like his playhouse. You know, that's like his high end shit. You know, but something he likes to make burgers. So he made a burger joint with that sells sushi. It's called Tetsu in Tribeca.
Uh-huh.
It's pan griddled burgers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really really good. It's an experience. You know, it might not be for everyone. No, yeah, exactly. So it's either lamb or beef, but I think it was like it's $25 on Mondays,
Uh-huh.
and it's like it's just the experience of having that. You know, like
Yeah.
oh, it tasted really good. It's not like oh my god, best burger in New York City. No, but it was like an experience. It's made from a sushi chef. You know, like it's made differently. No veggies. He's like, I don't like veggies on a burger. I don't think. Again, that's his opinion. That's his style. But that's how the chef, you know, recommends.
Yeah.
And it's a place to try. Fuck it, why not?
Mhm.
And like, I know people that are saying, yo, to them it's the best burger. It was good, but it's just like that experience alone. Like, yo, going here, trying this place. It was an experience. Now
Yeah.
I got referred to a Japanese restaurant in the meatpacking district. It's a referral only restaurant.
Oh shit.
So you call up, you make a reservation. Who referred you? You
Oh,
can't
shit.
go unless someone referred you that's been to the restaurant before. And that alone sounds dope as shit. Like, yo, I
Right,
went
it
to a
makes you
restaurant
wanna
that was
go
just
there.
referred, yeah.
Yeah.
And not just to brag. It's like, yo, that's a cool concept, you know? I was in Montreal. I went to a restaurant that was like pitch black. It was called Noir, which in French is like black or whatever. And you eat with the lights off.
Oh wow.
And like, again, again, you're going for food, but it's just the experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, you should be more open to stuff like that, you know.
It's kind of like, do you know the speakeasy in the city called Please Don't Tell?
Is that the one under the hot dogs place, Crave?
Criff Dogs.
Criff Dogs
Yeah.
on the left?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
So yeah, do you know about it? Basically, it's a bar that's hidden behind a phone booth inside a hot dog like a hot dog restaurant.
Yeah.
And you
So
have to go to the door.
It's on the left
dial
side.
in,
a number, they give it to you on the wall.
yeah, and then they let you in.
Yeah.
Damn, that's some.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Secret
it's a hot
society
dog
type of
joint.
shit.
It's like you walk down, like the hot dog place is like in a basement. So you walk down. Well, it's not really a basement, but it's like on the ground level.
Right.
And then it's just hot dogs, but there's like a red door on the left. And it's really small. Like you can only fit in there by yourself. You ring the phone, and then the other place picks up. You have to give the password, I believe, and then they let you in.
Damn.
But stuff like that is like really really cool. That's the thing I like about traveling. I think like food and travel like is neck and neck with each other. Like like I have friends that say I only travel to places I want to try that food.
Yeah.
Again, those
I
are
think
people that just
would
do it
be a
for
big
that.
factor for me.
But that exactly,
Sure.
that's a big factor for me. I've had friends that said I don't want to do Greece because I hate Greek food.
Yeah.
And like, yo, it is what it is, you know. I would still go to get the
Mhm.
to get the experience, but I understand that.
Yeah.
It's like shit. If I'm not gonna enjoy the food, what am I gonna do? You know.
Exactly.
And in Mexico City has a ton of great food. Like I always tell
Good,
people,
man.
you should visit Mexico City.
definitely
I'm Mexican
want to.
myself, but like
Yeah.
I tell people like, I haven't met anyone that hasn't enjoyed Mexico City.
Yeah.
And speakeasies are huge in Mexico City.
Really?
And one of them was called the Hanky Panky Bar. They have a Facebook page. But, dude, this place is literally... It's in a nice neighborhood, but the most shittiest hole-in-the-wall, like, taco joint. I'm talking, like, white, nasty fridge on the right, like, brown, nasty tile on the floor, wooden table with a lady making, like, agua de horchata, agua de jamaica, and just tacos, like a fucking shitty chalkboard that has all the names. If you go in there and order food, yes, they serve food.
Uh-huh.
But if you like say like, yo, I'm here for the hanky panky, or I'm like here to, you can look up the page or look them up on YouTube. But like I'm here for the bar. So it's behind the kitchen, behind a black curtain. Dude, the most.
You gotta walk through the kitchen.
Yeah, you gotta walk through the kitchen, and then you gotta go through like a black curtain.
Oh damn.
Most luxurious bar I've ever been into,
Wow,
dude.
I love
like,
that dynamic.
Yeah, that's
dude,
crazy.
Like you're talking like in any country, you know, both sides of a world. You know, like the super luxury rich to like the very like poor poverty
right,
area of the
yeah.
world, and it's like, dude, like every like red tall like fluffy seats, like red leather seats, like
Right.
like super tall, like almost like a king seat. Every like the people all have like black shirts or like black attire, black gloves, black napkins, like just to add for the aesthetic points. Dimmed out lights, super super tall, like bar. Amazing,
It's the
amazing
last
thing.
thing you would
Marble.
expect behind a place
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. Last thing, and it's just like, dude, like if I didn't come here, if I didn't experience this, like, you know, you wouldn't have known. And like everyone that worked at the bar, like super super knowledgeable, like staff, like people from all around the world. Everyone spoke English and Spanish, and they're like, yo, this country was, I mean, this drink came from Sweden, or this drink came from here, and we're trying it out here with people here if they're liking it. And you just meet good people, you know, and it's just like, wow, like this is an experience in its own that was like you can tell people about. And that's like one of the aspects I love about traveling. You meet people, you know, and like the food you try is just great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Like, I recently saw a video about Mexico City. Like,
Yeah.
This YouTuber, he goes around like different countries, different cities. And
Who is
tries
it?
Mark Waynes. You know him?
That's not the guy that like
He's a-
travels on a budget, does he?
No.
Like with the beard? No, no.
He's an Asian. I think he's Asian. He looks Asian.
Looks half Asian, half
Yeah,
white.
he's got like crazy eyes. Like every time
I probably haven't
Every
heard
time
of
he
him.
would
tastes
know.
anything,
Alright.
he's like loses his mind.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
He
Alright,
looks like
alright.
his eyes are gonna pop out of his head. So he went to Mexico City. He did a tour of like the street food, and man, I was just like my mouth was watering the whole
Dude,
time.
yeah, like it's any country, you know, has really good food, but Mexico is known for like their you know, taco street
Yeah.
food, and like there is high-end Mexican restaurants, but dude, Mexican food is a finger food, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you dig in, you get your hands dirty, and you just enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely.
It's also more like family oriented.
Yeah, exactly. And like I tell people, like I said, you know, oh, how can you travel or do this? Like one thing, put money aside, and like tickets. If you're honestly searching, you can find a cheap flight.
Yeah.
I bought a flight yesterday to Amsterdam for $280.
Where you
I'm
now?
going. I'm going in December.
Okay.
So
280 round trip.
280 round
Get
trip
the fuck out.
for
First time there?
yeah. So I'm doing a little like mini Euro trip. I'm doing Amsterdam, Portugal, London, and Morocco.
Nice.
So
Oh,
gonna do a
going
little.
Africa.
Yeah, man.
That's
That's
good.
that's another country. It's like, you know, it's right there. Why not?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't visit Africa, and Morocco's kind of like a cheat pass. You're in
Uh-huh.
between Spain and Portugal. It's right there.
Right.
And yeah, man, just the experience, you know. But what I tell people, like Asia and Europe, find a cheap flight to get there, and then once you're there, the flights are cheap.
Yeah.
You know, my ticket to Japan was $535 round trip. Paid with credit card points. I didn't pay with that. Like,
Yeah.
I tell people like Japan like sparks like a little glow in people's eyes. Like, oh my god, I always want to go. September, October, November, you can find flights round trip for 400 to 650,
Okay.
which is cheap for Japan. You know, like
Yeah.
like I've paid more to go to LA. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, I tell people, you know, you just gotta look for it.
Buy in advance, right?
Exactly. Buy in advance. Be smart. You know, you gotta like play around with it. And same thing, dude. If you have Thanksgiving off, which most people do, dude, piggyback those days. Use those days smart. Like 3-day weekend. I'm going to Orlando in September. 3-day weekend. Go to Orlando. Yeah, Halloween Horror Nights. There's this event that's like Halloween based. They do haunted houses in Universal Studios. I went last year with my girlfriend. Amazing experience. Like every year they change the houses. Round trip flight was $148, $150.
Yeah.
Dude, it's mad cheap.
Like, bro, I've
'Cause that's
spent
like-
more
that's
at a
off-season,
bar in
basically.
Queens,
Queens.
dude. Like, and this is
Dude. Don't
yeah,
even
like
get me
exactly. Like, we've all been there. You know, you
Oh,
get
man.
fucked up. Dude, I've been in Miami. I've
Couple
spent
$100
over like $600, and it's like holy fucking
Miami's
shit,
insane.
dude.
Dude, don't even get me-
Miami's fun. Don't get me wrong, but it's
Yeah.
like right there, $500, $300, dude. That's your flight to Japan.
Yep.
And I always tell people like, I know like you sound like a fucking mom saying that.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, like add up your expenses, look at what you're spending on, and like, dude, put that money aside. Like, you know,
course.
you have the money. Like, you can come up with it.
Yeah.
But
You gotta adjust your lifestyle a little bit.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
really
100%,
do wanna
like,
travel, of
exactly,
course,
and-
don't go out every weekend and like pop bottles and wait.
yeah, yeah, dude. Like, you know, find something else to do. Like, a lot of people say like, oh, I'm home or I'm bored. It's like, dude, like you're bored because you don't have something fun to do at home. You know, like there's a lot of stuff you could do. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know,
New
if
York
you're into
City
video
is not a
games,
place
yeah, like exactly.
where
If
being
you don't
bored
have
is an
to.
excuse.
Yeah, and I get the money aspect of it, dude. AMC A-list. I don't know if you guys know about that. I'm a subscriber,
No.
AMC. $22 a month for AMC.
Mhm.
You could see 3 movies a week,
Uh-huh.
which is a total of 12. I'm not seeing 12 movies a week, but I mean, a month, but I want to say I watch 2 movies a month.
Yeah.
And like IMAX and fucking not 4D, Dolby surround sounds, like the subwoofer in the seat. But it's like it's experience that only like you can experience in New York because it's so so populated.
It's not a lot of theaters that do it.
Yeah, but all the AMC theaters do it for the most part. And it's like, dude, I've seen literally all the movies that came out that are like popular, and I've only paid 22. Where you go to the movies, you spend $20 on one ticket
Easily.
and it's like, dude, I'm paying 22 a month,
Easily.
and like, again, yes, I'm spending more going to the movies because I go, but like, if I don't have anything to do, like yesterday we were deciding what to do. Yo, we haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We got to see it.
That was a great movie.
We got to see it in IMAX. In the biggest IMAX theater in New York, which is in the Lincoln Center, like 66 and like whatever that ad is.
Love that area.
But I'm not around there very much.
Yeah, it's such a cool area.
It's calm. That's, I guess, the best way I can describe it.
Definitely a change of pace between everywhere else in Manhattan.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I was working in like financial district. I think that's the worst part of Manhattan. It fucking sucks to get there. There's not a lot. There's Stone Street, yeah, but it's just like I hated it down there. It's just like it just sucks.
I feel like it's really fratty down there.
Yeah. You have your Midtown outfit. You guys know what the Midtown outfit is?
Yeah.
The vest. You have to have your Patagonia vest, man, and your blue shirt.
Yep.
The khakis and the brown. Yep. Yeah.
Dude, they're exact carbon copies of each other.
Yeah, dude. Literally carbon copies.
Yeah. That's crazy. What other tips do you have for people traveling?
People traveling tips. My thing is, you don't have to spend a lot. I rarely do hotels. I do Airbnbs. Like
you
that.
Find that cheaper?
Yeah. For the most part, it is. Sometimes hotels are actually cheaper. When I was in Japan, I stayed twice. I had to do 2 places because I flew to Korea and then I flew back, and then I was in Osaka in another city. So when I came back, when I did Japan, I had to do in a hotel for one of them. But I mean, you have to shop. You have to plan ahead. Like, again, there's like Norway was super expensive, but I knew that going forward. And like.
Did you go to Switzerland also?
No, I didn't go to Switzerland. Sweden, Denmark, and Norway. Yeah. So
out of all those places you've been to, was Norway the most expensive?
Yeah, Norway was really expensive. I mean, granted, Denmark and Sweden were, but like Norway was just like a little more. But yeah, like the thing with travel, like people's biggest questions are always like, yo, like how much do I really need? Mm-hmm. And my thing is like you gotta like really like do the homework on like what you're gonna be doing, where you're going. And like I said, like, I'm a foodie. I want to know what restaurants I'm gonna be having. And dude, between TripAdvisor, YouTube, Airbnb, just doing your research, do they tip in this country? What's the public transportation like? If they have city passes, that's a big thing. A lot of cities offer like a city pass fun thing. Like you pay $100 for 3 days, unlimited transportation, unlimited museums, unlimited so-and-so, and discounts at these places. But yeah, my biggest thing is like your biggest expenses are always your flight and your hotel. Yeah. So I tell people like look, Google Flights. If you also, one big thing I always tell people, you fly with a carry-on. You do not bring anything else.
Don't check it.
No check-ins. Fly with a carry-on. That's it. Yeah. 3 weeks, 1 month, whatever it is, you fly with a carry-on. That's it.
You just buy shit there.
Yeah, and not just that. Like, dude, like you're not going to a fashion show, dude. Like, bring your 3 T-shirts. If you have the availability to like do laundry, try to do your laundry. Bring your underwear and hot socks as many as you want. Yeah. You do not need 4 pairs of sneakers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I travel very heavy.
Oh, really? I've forgotten clothes. Put it that way. Just because I travel so light, it's hilarious. But no, I mean it's. I tell people biggest expense is hotel and your flight. So if you can take care of those on the state side, like here, from now to your trip, just save money to spend. I always tell people like this for the most part any country, but I say like, I mean, if once you're down to like how to do stuff, I say $50 a day. If you start off not knowing, I tell people do 100 a day, just to like that's your like ballpark standard. But like once you like really know like what you're doing or how to do it, like you could do $50 a day. But with those numbers ahead, like you can play around with it. Like, oh, I know I only spent $20 yesterday and I'm only here 3 days left. Let me have a little fun. Like, let me do this. When I was in Japan, I had my bonus come in literally the day I wanted to do Kobe beef. I don't know if you guys know what Kobe beef is.
Yeah.
No,
Do you guys know what Wagyu is?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So Wagyu is like the creme de la creme of Kobe beef. So for your audience that doesn't know, Kobe beef, special cattle from Kobe, Japan, which is 40 minutes away from Osaka, Japan. So Osaka's the second largest city. So it's like, dude, if I'm so close to Kobe, I have to try Kobe beef. As people say, like, it's not the same in the U.S. You know, it has to be like flown across and all that. So I tried Wagyu. And it's like, dude, like, as a foodie, I'm like, yo, I have to try an experience. But the plate was $130 per person.
Good.
And there's like a little piece of like, I think like 10 ounces, 9 ounces, if that. Like a little bit of rice and like ice cream. You know, they try to do like a little combo or whatever. $125 per person. And like, that's expensive, you know? But
Yeah.
like, I was able to like say, like, I have this money aside, you know, I didn't spend on so-and-so. And I get to expend it now that I have that money aside. So yeah, like I said, just those are my tips. Just, you know, plan ahead, look for cheap flights, and you know the internet's your friend.
research.
Do your research.
Yeah. Is there anything you can't travel without?
If there's anything I can't travel without, one thing right now, and my girlfriend hates me for, it's my camera. I like taking pictures. I like you know,
Dude,
having
if you're
video.
traveling, you need to get your camera
Yeah,
straight.
yo, 100%. But like, there's been moments where like, I'll do like a weekend trip and I didn't use it because I've been there before. Like, I've done Mexico. I go to Mexico like 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Even. Just like, it's quick. I like going. I have family. But like Orlando, I did Orlando last year, and like, you're in the park, you can't really take your camera out that much. So I mean, I like, there's certain trips I can leave it out. But now I bought myself a small camera, like a small gimbal, that I can like just record, and that's easier to take.
Gotcha.
So I guess that would be my item.
Take the camera.
Yeah.
Record those memories.
100%.
Yeah.
There's plates that I like try to talk to people about, and it's just so much easier to just pull it up and show them.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's just easier for people to understand. Oh my God, that plate looks amazing, or that view is amazing. Instead of telling people you should really go, like, it's fun or whatever.
Right. You ever been in any sketchy situations?
Sketchy
In a
situation
foreign country?
in a foreign country. Not. I wouldn't say like sketchy. I don't think I've been in sketchy situations, but I've been in like awkward situations in Korea.
From not knowing like the cultural differences?
No, I wouldn't say cultural differences, but like, for example, in Korea, like, I wouldn't say people are not nice, but people just don't really care. So if you're like standing in front of a store, like a narrow street, people will bump into you.
Uh-huh.
And for the majority of the people that did that, it was older people, like grandparents, you know, like people over 60. But like, I wouldn't say shove, but like, they would bump you very hard. And you're like, yo, what the fuck? But they're just trying to get there, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the difference in Japan. Like, dude, in Japan, everything is so like, if the fucking firefighters go by, they're saying, arigato gozaimasu, like, sorry for the noise, sorry. Like, what the fuck? You don't hear the fire. They just ran through that shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was like the difference in Korea. Like, again, I'm not saying they're not as nice, but it's just different. You know, people aren't as helpful or like, you know, like eager to be like careful about things.
Mm-hmm.
So they were just like shoving into me and like, oh shit, like,
So they're more
my
like
fault.
New Yorkers.
They're more like New Yorkers, I
Yeah,
guess I
yeah.
could say. Yeah.
Japanese, I feel like, yeah, they're just completely unique. Like, that's...
Yeah, man. Like I think everyone, if you have the opportunity, go.
Yeah.
And like I said, I have a bunch of buddies that have been around like many countries more than me, and they're like, yeah, Japan is just like non-comparable
That's something
because it's
you
fucking
research,
Japan.
Like,
I
beforehand, like,
So as
cultural stuff.
I
just
mean,
so
growing
that
up, you know, everyone grows up Dragon Ball Z, anime, you know, you're into it, and then you hear like, yo, Japan's weird, Japan has this, or like they're just like very ahead. And as a country, as countries, like growing up, like the ones that always stuck out to me was Japan and Scandinavia. Like, I'm not religious at all, but like Scandinavia being like, you know, very low religion, low crime, you know, like very energy efficient. You know, 30% of cars sold last year in Norway were electric. 30%.
Yeah.
Like, North America is under 1.
Shit.
United States. But yeah, like, you know, little things like that. It's like, yo, these countries are so different. And like, people like, if you literally look it up, the happiest places in the world are Denmark, Norway, and Sweden.
Yeah.
happiest countries ranked year by year. Like it's always one of them. And it just begs the question, why? Why are you so happy? You know, you're in a pretty cold part of the country
Did you feel like
in the
that
world.
when you were there?
What, happy?
Did you feel like that was true?
That they're, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
The people there, like similar to like Japan, people are there to have a good time. People are there to, you know, just do their thing, I guess. But
Yeah.
when I went to Denmark, it was in the middle of one of their music festivals called Distortion.
Uh-huh.
So I saw like Denmark in like a fucking party zoo, which was
Yeah.
amazing. The streets were closed, just a lot of drinking,
People raging.
people raging.
Yeah.
Denmark. So there was
Did you
this.
like Sweden better?
Sweden was cool, but no, Denmark was where the event was. It was called Distortion Denmark,
Gotcha.
and like just a lot of places were closed, a lot of raging, and it was like, yo, people are just having a good time.
Yeah.
One thing that I'll point out, Denmark has a little more diversity, not a lot again, but more diverse than like Sweden and Norway.
Uh-huh.
But the people there are super chill. Like, you know, I didn't see anything bad going
Did you
on.
feel
Food was
like
good.
You fit in there? Like,
You
said there's diversity. With
So
certain
that's
places-
a really interesting question.
Yeah.
I have this conversation almost every other like week
Uh-huh.
to myself. Like, should I leave New York? Would I leave New York?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people that have left the state have gone to California, Texas, and it's like, what's out there for me? Like, my thing is like, I was born and raised here, you know, so like, I've lived throughout like only Queens, but I don't know. I play around with it. You know, New York's expensive, you know it, and it's only getting higher. There's a lot of states like I think California is the best state the United States has. Like, yes, New York City is great. Yes, New York City is arguably the best city in the world. But I'm talking about New York City.
Yeah.
The biggest city out of New York City is Buffalo. That's the second largest city in New York. Dude, Buffalo sucks. It's cold.
Oh, I've been there for 6 years.
Yeah,
dude.
I had a friend that went there for school.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to trash talk the city.
No,
but
it's
no
trash.
New York City. It's no LA. It's no SF and
it's
Miami and
trash. I
Chicago.
love
But
I went to school like
For like 6
45
years.
minutes
Oh,
from
yeah.
Buffalo, yeah.
Okay.
It's like
So
the
yeah, you
winters
kind
are
of
terrible.
So you, all right, you've been there. So I mean, your mindset's like, fuck that. I would not leave New York City
Yeah.
for Buffalo. But like, I've been to LA, I've been to Chicago, I've been to Miami. Those are the biggest hubs that you would consider like the biggest cities in the U.S.
right.
I had an opportunity to change job, like have a transfer in my company to work in LA. It was an opportunity, but I decided not to do it. Just timing, a lot of stuff. LA's too different.
Yeah.
I would not live in Miami. Miami's like a get trashed weekend kind of
Yeah,
vibe.
it is.
Like,
I love there either.
It's not even that big either.
and yeah, exactly. It's not big. It's what was I gonna say? It's actually the most. It's like the cheapest city in the United States.
Mhm.
Like, you could get like a really nice area, like a really nice apartment for really cheap.
It's
Like,
actually
for
getting
real estate.
actually getting a little bit more expensive now.
But if look it up, like most the
pretty
cheapest
cheap.
real estate in the United States by
Is it-
city, obviously,
yeah,
like
it's
not
Miami.
fucking
Yeah.
like
That's what I was.
That's
Especially
Missouri.
Miami.
I was like surprised by that because going out there is so expensive.
yeah,
But
dude.
then living there is
It's like super cheap.
pretty cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Coming from New York.
but exactly it's a give and take. You know, New York's expensive, but you get all these experiences,
Yeah.
you get all these things that come with it,
Right.
and
Those are,
Yeah,
Miami's
the
also
only-
gonna be underwater in like
the
20 years.
the only one I do see that I like is Chicago,
Yeah.
and like you know, people always have their dream cities and like the ones you can see. Like, leaving the United States is hard in its own, you know.
Yeah.
So if like on a realistic note, I'd say Chicago. It's very close to like similar to New York
New
compared
York,
to
yeah.
all the other ones. I don't know if you guys have been to Chicago, but
Yep.
a
And
really nice city, super chill. Smaller New York, but it's great. I like Mexico City. It gave me very like LA vibes. I mean, it's right there, you know, but super nice, chill. And Mexico City, I mean, Mexico alone, just being so close to the U.S., like, Mexico City has all those, like, it has Seamless, it has Uber Eats,
Yeah.
it has a metro state, like, it has a train. So, you know, it's not that different than certain other cities. But my thing is, like, I don't think I can do something smaller than New York, which is why I like Tokyo.
Yeah.
Tokyo is the bigger,
I had a
like, you
feeling you were gonna
think,
say that.
yo, 100%, listen. People always say, yo, New York is crazy, New York is big, like, there's nothing better. Like, dude, like, Tokyo's twice the size, you know, double the amount of people, and it's just like, again, there's a language barrier. It's on the other side of the world, But if I had the opportunity to have a job, get relocated, why not do it for 2 years?
Yeah.
Why not try it out?
Yeah.
You know? And again, this is just me spitting out the top of my head. Like, if the biggest thing is always job, but like, you know, retire, you know, why not?
Yeah.
People don't retire in New York, you know?
Yeah. There's
Nah.
a lot of people, I mean, as far as I know, that leave
They go
the
to
States
Florida
and
to
go to
retire.
Japan.
Oh, yeah.
A
I
lot
mean,
of
there's a lot of
expats,
people,
like,
yeah. Do you
they
know
love it,
where
man.
the most Americans are outside of the U.S.?
I
Japan.
would say Japan.
Mexico.
Mexico, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
I
that
don't
makes
I don't know if
sense.
it's like because it's that close, but like I said, like LA and Mexico City, it's again. I'm not saying they're twin sisters, twin cities, but it's like it's very, you know, similar on
But
certain
really,
things.
like far apart too, right? Because Mexico City is like
Mexico City from LA, I think is a 3-hour flight.
That's
Because
not bad at all.
San Diego to Mexico City is like, it's not
Yeah.
that far either. But
Mexico
I mean, it's
City
closer.
is like in the.
It's in the
would
middle.
say
It's it's right in the middle. A little lower, like on the southern side, but it's like
Yeah.
basically in the middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, those would be, I guess, like the cities I
Right.
would debate if I was leaving New York.
Yeah.
And again, like I'm 24. I'm at like
feel
the
like you would like
start of
São
my
Paulo.
career. Sorry,
I feel like you would like São Paulo.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Brazil's on my list. I
Yeah.
speak to my girlfriend. My next
I feel
countries
like you would
are
like São
Brazil.
Paulo more than like you know when people go to Brazil they go to Rio, they go to
Yeah,
São
yeah.
Paulo. But
Okay,
I think
okay.
you would like São Paulo more.
São Paulo's the capital, right?
São Paulo, no, Brazil
Rio.
is the capital.
Brazil.
Brasilia.
Brasilia. I did
is the
not know that.
capital. It's like it's pretty much like Washington D.C. It's
Okay,
just
okay.
like a federal district.
Got you.
Yeah, it's
Got you.
just like business.
All right. No,
But, like-
I've heard good things
Yeah.
of Brazil. You know.
Yeah, I think you would like São Paulo more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
'Cause
All
it's-
right.
it-
I mean,
it-
I'm
It's
down.
a huge city, cultural. Bunch of different-
Let's plan next summer, Brian.
Here, here's the- I'll throw you a fun fact. You know where the most Japanese immigrants, like which country has the most Japanese immigrants?
I would say Peru, but now that you're asking, I'm assuming Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's the
Cool.
craziest thing when
Ow.
you see like a person that looks Japanese and they speak perfect Portuguese.
Portuguese?
Yeah,
Nah, that's
you're
cool.
like,
That's
what
cool.
the fuck is going on?
Dude, there's a lot of stories like that. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, you tell in Peru, they've had a Japanese president, like because of like a lot of Japanese people
Right.
being in Peru. But it's just like, you know, that's so interesting. Like
Don't they
The
have
How did they
culture-
end up there? In, like,
the food
South-
is
they
South
have a
America.
mix of like food that
I
it's
think
like a
World War
hybrid.
II, right? Like
Yeah,
A bunch of
that makes
people.
sense.
What happened?
That makes World War
Like
II.
World
Oh,
War
World War
II.
II. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's like that, you know, like. But yeah, definitely, dude. We gotta travel together. We gotta explore. But nah, like I know people that are like, oh, like I'm focused on my career. I'm focused on this. Like I said, like I've job hopped a lot, like four jobs, 4 years, kind of thing.
yeah.
And you meet people like I said, older, younger, with different experiences, and I've heard it all. Like, 45-year-old never traveled, divorced, has 2 daughters, goes to IHOP for pancakes every weekend.
Yeah.
23, you know, like travels a lot, it's very unsteady, doesn't know what to do. No, you know, they don't know any skill, or you know, or it's stuff like that. And I think it's all a balance. Of course, everything in life comes with a balance, but you know, like
You can
do
have
travel
both.
exactly. Do
Yeah.
travel. Like I've heard people say, "Yo, like I can do that later, or I can do that." Like we're only growing. Like you're the youngest you'll ever be today.
Mm.
You know, and dude, 30, 32. Like my thing is always like yes, our generation is doing stuff later. You're getting married later. You're getting stuff later. Dude, women over 30 do not want to just... I mean, again, some do, some don't. But, like, you know, like at that point, it's like I'm taking someone serious, not someone to just have a one-night stand and have it, you know? And, like, I mean, everyone's different. But, you know, after 30, 35, whatever the case is, you know, you're thinking of stuff serious.
Yeah.
I'm at 24. You know, people are a little older. You know, you're thinking of stuff differently. Dude, if you have the opportunity, travel.
Yeah.
You know, do that. Or if it's not your interest, all right, do something else. You know, but do stuff that.
Do it alone or do it with somebody.
So I haven't traveled alone yet. I've traveled in a group of 5, 6, 8 people. I've traveled just 2 people. I feel like traveling alone is a very like self-care kind of thing. I'm not against it, just haven't had the opportunity for it. But it honestly varies. That's a big thing with travel too. Like, make sure who you travel with. You have people that stay in bed till 1 or 2 and don't want to go out, and you want to do stuff. And again, there's days where you're fucked up, you stay in, and that's like the biggest issue with going out with a group of people. Some people want to do stuff and some people don't. It's just what it is. Any group will have this. It's just like it'll just happen.
Yeah.
Or this year alone, you land a day late, or they land a day early. They've done stuff already that you want to do. It's all good, man. Just do what you got to do. Do it if you have to, and then come back and meet. Like I always tell people, you're gonna have one bad day in your whole trip, so you got to plan for that. It's gonna rain, or it's gonna be shit. You just have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, man. Anything else you want to
add? I think that's it. Everyone, yeah, definitely. Don't get in debt. Don't get pregnant. Enjoy your life. Travel as much as you can. Sharpen your skills. Instead of listening to rap caviar, why not listen to a podcast on your way to the train? That's one thing. Like I always try to tell myself, if no one's sharpening if you're not sharpening your skills, who is?
Yeah.
So I don't want to dive too deep, but again, focus on your career, focus on what gets you happy, but most importantly, surround yourself around stuff that make you happy, because a happy mindset keeps you moving forward.
Exactly. You wake up energized, you wake up excited to do things.
Yeah, dude, I've spoken to people. Literally the funniest things can just make you happy. I always tell people, there's this whole thing on minimalism that I've tried to try. I've tried to make it into my life, but it's I always tell people, if you fill yourself with shit you don't need, that's how your life will be. You just fill it with shit you don't need. And the best basic way I tell people is if there's 2 pairs of jeans that they're decent colors, but they're not your favorite color, but they're both on sale for $40, spend the $70 and buy the pair that you like, that you will wear. But that could be a person, that could be anything. Do the thing you want to do. Stop doing shit you don't want to do. Stop buying shit you don't really need.
I look at it like this. If I'm craving something, I've been eyeing something out, say a pair of sneakers.
Yeah.
I think about it like this now. Would I rather have the sneaker, or would I rather have would I rather have the sneaker, or would I rather have somebody give me that amount?
Oh yeah. I mean,
cash?
That's something if you work as a young person, you get that from the. As soon as you start working, these sneakers are gonna cost me half a week of work or 2 days of working, and that's why working at a young age really helps you think of how money is. Yeah. But yeah, man, just
also don't undervalue yourself.
Yes, don't. I mean, yes, that's something I highly believe in. A lot of friends, I tell them, dude, keep pushing yourself. You're worth more than that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to toot my own horn, but just keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward. Every job I've jumped $10,000, $15,000.
Yeah.
And you start somewhere, dude. Everyone has to start somewhere. But I tell people my thing is the interview is the only thing you have. They can't test your skills because you don't have the job yet. Do a little practice run. Go on YouTube. There's big words you should be using in interviews.
Yeah.
And those little things go long, that's why I think I've been hired at certain places. You just gotta be the right time, and just know how to speak. Get that job, push forward, get the experience, back out, get another job, and keep it going.
Yeah. You always use it, I guess, as a stepping stone.
Yeah, 100%. You can't ever bad talk a job or people that you've had, because in the moment that's what you wanted, dude.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted. That's what you needed.
I would say don't slack off either. Work hard until your last day.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't want to be that person. Oh fuck yeah, work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
Gary V. But at the end of the day, everyone takes it how they want to take it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, dude, save up. Don't spend all your money at a strip club. Travel, enjoy life, and associate yourself with people that are good for you.
Have fun with it.
Exactly.
So where are you going next?
Amsterdam, right?
Amsterdam.
I'm doing Orlando in September for a weekend, Halloween Horror Nights. They do the haunted houses, and then in December, gonna do Amsterdam, London, Portugal, and Morocco. So that's my year basically.
dude.
I hope you document it.
Yes, I
I'm
will,
looking
and
forward to that
I'll
footage.
I'll send Brian the YouTube link or something. Maybe we can put that in maybe next
No,
time.
I'm gonna share your YouTube channel.
Awesome,
That's
awesome.
okay on the show.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
All right, man.
Awesome, man.
Thanks for being here.
No,
Thanks for
thanks for
sitting
coming
down
up.
with us today.
No, likewise. Thanks for having me, guys.
And welcoming us into your world and like
Yeah.
just teaching us about travel because I don't travel a lot.
And I always
haven't
want to
traveled
travel
a lot.
too.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like I said,
Definitely
like
something I
try
wanna do.
try to do it, and
Yeah.
yeah, for everyone listening, just go for it.
Yeah, you just put Japan like way up on my list.
Yeah, dude. It has to be. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank a lot for being here again, man. Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Brian.
All right,
Thank you, man.
guys. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Slightly Ignorant Podcast.
Closing this
This
shit
has
out
been
right
Raymond
now.
Vasquez, as you heard, IT engineer, traveler, photographer.
a little bit of everything.
Extraordinaire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything. Jack of all trades.
That was my job title for a while. Jack of all trades. That's what I call myself.
They even forgot your first name. They're like, what's this first
Yeah,
name?
yeah.
again?
Raymond, guys. Come on.
Just Jack of all trades. All right, guys. Thanks for listening.